an interesting first half. It looked like Sprout was sowing the seeds for a quick 2-0, but OG turned out to have other ideas, and quite a few of them on their own CT side. Gentlemen, Sprout, they're not looking bad, OG. Do you think that actually from watching this performance, this was a stronger Inferno than we've seen from them so far in the tournament?
Yeah, you know, I think the question for OG has just always been like about getting things off to the start that they need, right? Because there's no doubt that you have the firepower here. And so I think for them, it was a bit of a slow start, but then they had those few reminders that actually this is a very, very winnable game. And so piece by piece, players started to believe again. You know, like as we were approaching that point where it felt like Sprout were about to toe that line to victory, we had that B play, right? Up against an eco, up against only Deagles. Well, that gets torn apart. That's a gut-wrenching round if you're Sprout. That's a fantastic round if you're OG. Like, you can only imagine how happy they were on the outcome at such a crucial moment. Then in that follow-up round, MBK gets himself a 2K to deny that bomb plant and wins out what was, I think, a 1v3 for him. So, like, you look at those 2 rounds back-to-back, Sprout had 2 chances, really, to get into a spot where they could close that game out. They didn't get it, and that felt like the straw that broke the camel's back, as it were.
Yeah, I want to compare the banana flanks on both teams here, because when we look at like Sprout taking the B site there and getting flanked by MBK, if you flip that round and you look at the first half, every time we had the alternative and OG would take banana, they'd get that B site, and then Sprout would have a flank, either it's Dennis or it's Deha, they'd always get caught. Think about the amount of clutch attempts that Issa would turn back around and deal with that. I just don't think Sprout were ready for the pace that OG set, specifically MBK coming in on that backline, right? And that's the experience that we look to. MBK, he really was having a rough game, right? You can't not mention that. He was 0-5 in opening duels. That is his role. He's throwing a lot of utility. He's assisting in other ways, but he comes alive when OG need him most, when they were about to be knocked out 2-0 in this best-of-3 series on their map pick. That couldn't have happened, and it didn't happen thanks to MBK and the like. So going forward to Nuke, it's really anyone's game at this point, Frankie.
What are we making of the individuals on Sprout, though? Because we've talked previously about Snatchy's impact there. We saw Spiddy turning things out, actually putting up better stats in terms of kill death difference than Valda, but having slightly less impact in terms of the damage that he's doing.
I think one of the big people alongside Spiddy was also the fact that we have Snatchy on the AWP, right? Spiddy kind of sneaks in, getting a few kills around here and there, but Snatchy was like the big vocal point of Sprout, the explosive player, winning those clutches, getting a collateral with the AWP, picking up kills on a lurk with the AWP on the A site. He was doing it all, man. And on the other side, I mean, yeah, there's no argument that it's Valda again. He was the one who got them kick-started on the T side, where Sprout were controlling the banana. They're taking round after round. We had that one round where MBK flashes Valdi up the top of the B into the AWP. He gets that pick. He double opens on sandbags. Valdi came alive like we need him to on a map like Inferno.
So I was going to say, kind of tie into your question about individuals, right? You look at like a team like Sprout, and they're much more about all 5 players in the server having impact and it being, it feels like the load is kind of like shared out evenly between everyone. Like even when you looked at like the kill death distribution, they got 4 players positive, right? And then you look down towards OG, and they take what like, in my eyes, is a more traditional approach where you have like this like trifecta, like this 3-man fragging power, and then you have players to support that and cool. And so, you know, that was great back on train. I think that was demonstrated really, really well, because there it was everyone finding impact for Sprout. It felt like a real team effort. But in those clutch moments where you need to rely on one man, OG, they certainly have an abundance of that. You know, we have Issa firing off. You had Valda looking so damn good. And then you've got Mantu as like your star AWP to fall back on. And while Snatchy delivered us some fantastic moments, it didn't feel like, you know, the one-to-one in those clutch moments where it matters so much, that one-to-one kind of matchup just didn't go in favor of Sprout.
Well, if you are someone who fancies themselves as a pro player of the future, maybe you want to be the next Alexi V, calling the shots, maybe you feel like you're vowed, there's an opportunity for you guys to start your pro career potentially with ESCA, because during Pro League, all matches, all placement matches to be specific, are going to be free to play. And actually, these matches are being played on ESEA. They're powered by ESEA. I'm really challenging myself here. I need to do some tongue twisters. So, conveniently for me, we're going to take a short break so I can do some horsey lips. We'll see you in a second.
Intel Gamer Days is on now. Whether you're looking to buy or build, now is a great time to upgrade. Get limited time offers and giveaways from top names in PC gaming. Unleash elite gaming performance with systems featuring new 10th Gen Intel Core processors. And bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game optimizations for a mightier PC experience. Act now. Intel Gamer Days is only here for a limited time.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
EVE Online is a vast universe, alive with the unrelenting activity and combined history of its players, pursuing lives of adventure, war,
ESL 1 Cologne Online. is brought to you in part by Intel, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, DHL, and GGBet.
In one map's time, we'll be finding out who is guaranteed a spot in the playoffs here at ESL 1 Cologne. Is it going to be Sprout or is it going to be OG? Well, OG, they're going to be on the CT side to kick things off on Nuke, so it seems to be boding quite well for them, but I'm kind of feeling things for Sprout right now because they have a discipline on those CT sides, and OG, everything they're doing to disrupt it isn't quite working. So I'm going to let you guys get into this one, bring the hype, bring the fire, because I cannot be trusted.
Well, we got Nuke, it's Sprout, it's OG, the two team names that we've been covering for the last 2 hours, so I shouldn't have had to tell you that. Why aren't you paying attention? It's Nuke, the third and final map, and as Frankie said, it's a CT side start from OG, a start to hit the ground running here, moving in to this third and final map.
Ari, look at this goddamn buy. It's double Tech 9 raid boss. We've got 2 grenades. Are these nades going into heaven? This is absolutely mental. Whatever I'm seeing, I'm a bit grossed out, but I'm also not able to take my eyes away from the screen.
And lining up the utility,
Yeah.
lining up
Hot roof.
the artillery. They've programmed it in, and it's very underwhelming. Oh, goodness. Oh, Alexa B with 3. On the dual Berettas, let's see, come on. We haven't seen anyone do it yet. Keto has inspired a lot of confidence in these dual Berettas. And Alexa B feeling it right now. Dennis has picked up one onto Valdez, but I'm still waiting. There's still 2 more kills for these dualies to grab.
That is not how Sprout wanted this round to go, I can tell you that much. I love the idea, right? They're trying to get out the door with a hut roof nades, knowing that if there's anyone there, they're going to get blown out the water. But yeah, Alexa B, he's on the other side of the hut. He's next to the vent. I feel so bad for Rush as well. You know, it happens. It happens. Sometimes you want to show some of the third-person stuff, and then boom, Alexa B gets 3 kills out of nowhere. Spitty, an undoable round with that bomb dropped. And MBK, he's dropped off the hut. Spitty might hear that one, but it won't matter. Quick tap in the face. And let's check out that dual Beretta 3K, because, oh, gee, they are going to be very happy about the start of this map.
Here it is. We get the dynamic camera. Oh.
They have their back turned. Oh, dear.
He's laughing at that point. Ha, 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 ha. There it is. The pistol round. Alexa B gets them there with the dual Berettas. And he's looking happy about it.
Yeah, full eco now for Sprout, right? After that one, I would be inclined to agree. Your plan just got absolutely uprooted. But something like that shows that Sprout are clearly, you know, there's a reason they like this map. Both teams do. They've clearly got a lot of ideas to show us in this series. And hopefully there's more of, you know, more of where that came from. Out it, volleying deep. He's going to hear the tick, and he's going to fire back. But these Glocks, oh, they have a bite. And Favin's going to get that opening kill. Now they can drop towards the B site if they want. Flash into the spawn. Issa dodges it well, but the pistol comes in close and does some damage. Mantu cleans it up. And the shotgun, well, does what shotguns do. 2 quick kills from Alexa B. He's all about these off-meta weapons, this guy. I like it.
What I want, and what a gun that I think should be used more. You ready to hear me out on this one?
Okay. Is that you going to say, can I guess?
You already know what it is.
Is it going to be the Nova?
No,
or the Negev?
Oh, you're wrong on both
Okay, wait.
accounts. I thought you knew me
Where are you
better.
going? Where are you going with this one?
now I don't even want to say.
Oh, whoa.
I'm kind of upset.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought we were closer.
Oh, tell me.
M249.
Oh, even worse.
M249
Nice.
literally is on the precipice of being the best gun in the game if it wasn't so damn expensive.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I'll expand my thoughts on that one more once this buy round is out of the way.
Don't.
It's going to be rifles here for Sprout. The only man who's a little bit limited is a fella going by the name of Snatchy. They've downgraded him onto a Galil, and look at this. We put a GoPro on the front of Alexa B's shotgun. It seems deadly, but he's here.
Bye-bye.
Hold the fort. That nade raining in. Double nade. And they're pretty terrible nades. Like, you know,
Yeah, it's like if you're hanging on the edge, it's going to get you. But as soon as he hears them, he moves to the other side of the hut. So, yeah, free damage. Take the free damage, Harry.
Wow, free is good. Right now, ramp progression. It's free for Sprout. They get in, they deal with Valdet, and now they sit in this 5-on-4. Mantu's taken up position down here in Hell, but he gets flashed off. And that's carved a path into this B site. Alexa B is rotated in with his auto shotgun. Let's see if he can get stuck into this round.
Yeah, good luck retaking with that gun. That's going to be interesting as Mantu has to come in late from ramp. There's still a lurker in the lobby side, so Spitty usually tucked behind the boxes close to Hell, but this is a nice way to cut off the ramp rotate instead. That's assuming OG go for this, and right now, that's an assumption that is incorrect. Moving away to the spawn, looking to save their guns. Right call, to be honest. 5 alive inside of that B site with this lurk. It was just not realistic. It was just not going to happen. So OG, they lose that early ramp fight, and the cookie crumbles. Sprout take a bite back, and they pick up their first. Mantu's usually pretty quick into CT with the AWP, but not today. And Harry, I know you're sitting there looking at me. I know you want to talk about it. Okay, it's $5,200.
Okay.
That's just way too much money to justify.
Yeah. I bet if it was $800 cheaper, right? I bet it would be used all the time. It would be the second iteration of the Krieg.
You got to argue this, okay? I'm not going to agree.
It is okay, man. Next time anyone watching at home, next time you play at a pug in ESCA or whatever you're doing, buy an M249. Your team are going to literally hate you for it. You will be the laughing stock of your team until one round later where you are the guy sat top of the board, 100 kills to your name, undefeated. You got so many bullets. It's pinpoint accurate. It's basically a 100-round M4A4, and it feels better in your hands. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, Hugo, keep your eyes peeled, because you've seen me win.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is sad, because I want to argue it, but, like, you've had results, Harry, but, you know, you're pretty good at
I've even seen Connor Gervin done it a few times, and now he's a big fan as well. We're converting others around to the cause.
It's just the price, mate. I'm frugal, me. You know me. Unless it's an AWP, I'm not interested, really. $5 grand, that's far too much money. But your chain cost $5 grand, Harry.
That's true, man. Not to mention, if you skimp out on the utility or maybe even armor, it's all the same as like an M4 full buy anyway.
Who needs a molly or a smoke when you got suppressing fire?
Exactly, Hugo. That's the attitude. It's AK's out for Sprout here. They're already 1 and 2 on the scoreboard, and they're looking for a little bit more. Alexa B dives down through the vents, and he's going to clear that out. Realizes that no one's gone for a vent. Drop double nade back into the hut. Continues to get nothing done. I do like the precedent of throwing those nades, though. It denies this early hut control for OG, and it has forced them to get a bit more creative as to how they approach this A site.
This is a heaven molly, so DEIXA throwing that in. I imagine Sprout are going to burst off the back of it. I love how much they're on this T roof area. There come the Molotovs, and in come the Ts. Alexa B finding one of the shotgun, but it's a double trade back for Sprout, and we are going to see A overwhelmed. Great utility. They even smoke off that top rafter position, right? So Issa was playing there initially, and he's going to have to move out. Mantu, nice shot with the AWP. Is it going to be another retake round for OG? Do they have the wits to go for it? And Molly's going to push Dennis forward. There's no one in the lobby despite Mantu's kill, and he's cleared that. He's realized it, and he's going to turn around to deal with the main man. But this main man of Mantu is going to have to fall out. He can't compete. And Sprout, again, they call OG's bluff. They make them save. Yeah, really nice executes. Like, from round 1 of this game, we've been seeing them for a Sprout. They've had great utility, great ideas. Not just mollies in heaven, hut, smoke in main, top rafter smoke. That's what forces Issa wide. You know, you can hide in it if you want, but I would let all your teammates die in the process. Very methodical T-side so far for Sprout. Quite the polar opposite of OG. Well, not necessarily, but like we don't see these heavy utility executes for OG. They love taking outside. Doing those wide smokes. We'll come to see all that later on. Right now, to pause, a bit of a break in the action. And you can see, look at the KDs of OG. Alexa B, 6-1, Mantu 4-0, MBK 2-0. Okay, Avaldi having a rough time on the ramp and that rotate position. Issa barely seen anyone. But that goes to show, despite the kills looking really good for OG, it's not really coming down to the kills. It's coming down to those first couple of entries, and then Sprout often just planting and winning the round off the back of it. It's like Inferno all over again. So what's OG's solution? Do you want to start to bring in aggression? Do you want to start taking lobby and getting in the face?
I can't wait to find out. OG are not shy on the manpower to come up with solutions to problems. Snatchy's more in the business of causing problems, though, and he's dealt with one man early on. Mantu's AWP already removed from the round, doesn't get to play into it. While all this chaos has happened, these outside smokes have gone down. Dennis has crossed behind them down here towards B. No one has rotated yet for the OG side, and it looks like they might try and pincer a ramp now. This is a nice idea. It's not uncommon for the ramp player to just be playing over towards ramp, drop down at the first sign of contact, and that's where Valde's moving now. As he goes into B, it's not the safe haven that OG are expecting. Dennis, running the gauntlet, has dealt with Valde. Alexa B falls, and ramp room is controlled now by Sprout. It's a B plant all day long. MBK and ESL probably going to retrieve that AWP in main and just head off for the save.
It looked like that outside call came in very late from MBK as well. I don't really know what happened there, because as Mantu dies with the AWP in main, he probably could have helped support outside because he's dead so quick. Oh dear, no AWP saved either. MBK is like pivoting behind the garage and the blue boxes, and Sprout just get that player down on B. Valde rotates late, I'd imagine off the back of the info coming in late. You know, that info as well is so indecisive. It's not, oh guys, they're in secret. It's, guys, they could be secret. They could be B. We don't know. And as a result, Valde rotates into the waiting arms of Dennis, who hits the perfect timing. And even though that ramp rotate comes through, Sprout overwhelm without a lost player. Look at the health. So much damage done by these M4s, yet no kills. And only one gun saved for ESA 2. Yeah, a lot of that was reliant on Snatchy getting that opening kill indoors, swinging it open, not nading it. Even though the molly pushes the door into him, it's not a problem. Posts up, sees the repeat, boom, Mantu's gone. So Sprout in control right now, 3-2 up. And an eco for OG.
Close smoke to give the illusion that there could be a vent drop. Issa's fighting outside in the meantime, but he is getting pincered from the silo and a man on red. That's Dennis creeping on forward. Issa cut down by Dennis, and that's now the 1M4 dropped already. So any hope of turning this round on its head is pretty much out the window with it. Slow and it's patient from Valde. Sadly, patience ain't going to save you from Spiddy up here.
This is kind of what we saw from Sprout back on Train. You know, they're just not going to make these mistakes, especially when they know you're low money, bleed out the clock. Dropping into main. Spiddy in that A site, there's no one here. They've already cleared out that first kill. They've already opened up A. Snatchy brings the bomb late. Alexi B on the edge of the smoke. Valde making noise. He's grabbed the M4. Oh, that might bait Dennis in. Now Alexi can go through, and it fades. He finds a dink, but nothing more. That is very unfortunate. Seeing Alexi struggle with getting kills from behind. Think back to that B bomb site on Inferno. And the planter. Ooh. Don't think back to that. It's horrible. But it really doesn't matter all too much, right? It's one gun safe for Valde anyway. He should be fine at getting away with this one. Mantu hanging around on ramp with his P2. But no real reason to move apart from getting away from the bomb near the end of the round. This is good for Sprout, though. Money building. Look at that cash, right? No rebuys other than utility, and we've got multiple players above the 10K mark, so They are going to be in a very good spot for the remainder of this half, really, or at least the next few rounds, right? Assuming OG don't start to take flawless ones themselves. Dennis, very quick reaction. Initially doesn't realize where he's getting shot from. That's a USP for you, but does take the kill anyway. Man2 has glass orb. Could shatter at any moment.
An outside round now from Sprout. Snatchy here with this orb. Going to get himself behind red, but this is where Man2 is waiting for this peak. Dennis is there as well. I wonder if they're going to try and boost Snatchy up. I feel like, especially with where Man2's positioned right now, that would be a death sentence for Snatchy. Unless they boost him at the far left side. He's outside smoke, sailing through the air. They arrive now to facilitate this cross, and now it falls to Man2 to hit a timing shot. There's the first following up. This is going to give safe passage to the rest of the gang to get down, and Snatchy boosted up and over. Stares right into the flashbang. Very, very slow on this approach. Sprout. Favin still waiting in the hut, still waiting to pounce at the right timing. And MBK gets the information. They're trying to cross into the garage, but it's a dink and nothing else for MBK. Outside now taken. And this is where, as Sprout start to wrap into heaven, this is where OG would love to be pressuring Hut and trying to reclaim lobby to better hold on to this A site. But that is denied right now by the presence of Favin, so his role is key.
Oh my.
Molotov throwing in from the top of roof, and that there forces the reposition out from Man2. This A site has just crumbled under the pressure of Sprout. It's a bomb plant, and OG, they're saving again.
I've never seen so many saves, but I don't even want to critique them because it's the right call being made by OG. These are just impossible rounds. It's not like they're trading effectively early and it's coming down to 2vx's. No, this is just another 2v5 where Sprout get a bomb plant without having lost a player. We don't have anyone overstepping, right? Favin, he shows his presence in the hut. He doesn't commit to the repeat, knowing there's an orb there. Molly comes down on the site, pushing Man2 back. He takes a shot. Then, off the back of that shot, Favin knows he can push. And Sprout just running down. They're even hunting these kills too. Valde, he needs to get both kills if he wants to survive this round. There's one. Second coming through. Great spray from Valde. But the bomb should kill him here, right? It's just above him. Where's he going to go? Run, Valde, run! And there's nowhere to hide.
Right, quickly, everyone tweet at Favin, tell him to buy an M249 for me.
Why? Because he's got the money.
He's got the money, man. 12
That's all the reason you need.
That's it.
Yeah, I hope he's not looking at Twitter right now. Probably got bigger fish to fry. Yeah, this is a great game from Sprout. They're just so methodical in taking their areas. It certainly hurts the MBK. He gets that damage off, he gets a spray, but he isn't able to convert a kill to DEIXA. Moving outside, Sprout are able to get that flank in. The money's gone again. You could justify a buy here with Alexi dropping one and Valde buying another, an AWP, maybe a couple of guns, but really you should just be half buying and saving for later if you want everything. This is already a great T-side from Sprout. 5-2. Could be a little bit more investment. There it is. Gun dropped over. So there's still a good chance that OG make this round interesting and make something happen. But as we've seen in the past, Sprout will not make it easy for you. More smokes outside. Some players towards the ramp side. And we could see one more of those B splits. There's actually no one playing ramp either. And Dennis is on the other side of the smoke. Considering both sides, Valde spamming the door, and he's going to take down Favin as well. Alexi B hears the footsteps. Will he pounce off the back of him? Dennis has gone slow. Oh, he spots the legs. That's so unfortunate. We saw Tabson in so many of those similar positions the other day against Nip. Valde holding on to B, doing what he does best with two, but still trades coming into secret, and the lack of weaponry on the remainder of these players is proving to be an issue. MBK gone as well, and Issa, nice kill. This is the best chance OG have had it around since Sprout started streaking them together.
Can he deliver, though? Can he deliver the goods in this 1v2? The bomb gets dropped over to DEIXA. It's the two Poles now communicating in Polish left up. Issa, oh, he's seen the head. Snatchy down on the ramp, not giving a peek over, and Issa is just waiting. Oh, there he is. He sees the tip, but there's the blinding, and oh, Snatchy nails the shot. It is the ultimate tease. 6 on the board for Sprout, and OG now coming in with another investment.
Can't believe DEIXA full white him as well. Now that's just sweaty. That's just unaccountable. And what can you do? It must feel nice to lose a round where you at least gave it a go, though, right? 5 saves in a row from OG before Sprout finally kill everyone. Not that feels much better either, right? Losing the round. And Alexa B, he had the chance, man, but that smoke fade. Dennis really took his time with that outside cross. Snatchy almost a 16k as well. Hopefully he can drop over some guns forward so he's not wasting that maxed out cash. Antu has his AWP back, this time armored up behind it as well. He's playing passive outside. There's no smokes down this round for Sprout, but they might go back to it later. He is still hanging around in the spawn, holding for aggressive CTs. And yeah, here come the smokes from Sprout, lining them up. Antu, I mean, how much impact can you really have? Again, the issue has been these B rotates for OG at times, but it doesn't look like it's necessarily a hard B hit. We still have 2 players inside of the door. Mantu can't see a thing now. Smoked off. CT's dropped one in front of door. That's a good call. Sprout are going to rely on the misinformation. Oh, Mantu has a gap. That close smoke failed. He could see, he could tell that no one is crossed up to red. And so OG don't need to worry about lower right now. This is really, really good information for OG, and they are ready for this A burst.
He's flashed off the angle only for a moment, gets one blind. DEIXA in with the trade. Alexa B, oh, he gets taken down atop the hut. DEIXA on a double. And now the bomb plant coming in. Molotov in heaven denies the rotation from Mantu. 3 on 4, it might have to be another save. The fact that Sprout have made this map look like this is not how Nuke is played.
This is painful.
Their calling has just been incredible, and really that's the case across every one of the maps in this series thus far.
Yeah, you can't get better than that round, right? Assuming Mantu had that gap the entire time, which certainly looked like he did. He didn't move away from the angle. He scoped up on it. He can make the call, guys. They're throwing fake smokes. There's no one here. Don't rotate B. Now, it is worth noting, I think it was Valdir. It has been in the past. He was lower. There was someone lower for OG. But that could have just been off the back of coming out to support Secret, coming up the vent later. And the fact that OG had 3 still on the A site, despite those outside smokes, screams to me that they knew exactly what was going on. But knowing is half the battle. And this fast play out of the door is perfect. Issa opens up, he does his job, trade in for DEIXA, clears Alexi B. Alexi's having a really rough game right now. He had that fantastic pistol round. 6 and 5 though. Caught in the smoke the round prior, blown off the hut roof. Even though he's top fragging, you know, he's just, yeah, getting caught out. Sprout, fast, down the vent they go. Dennis is going to be able to cleanly get down with no noise being made. MBK has had enough of waiting around. DEIXA's chasing that kill, and he will get it, but are they ready for the second man below the silo? It's Valdir. Is there going to be anyone crossing? It might not matter again. Dennis is wrapping round, and if he has MBK from this position, he should have him dead. Valdir, I mean.
Oh, Valdir's jiggled. He's given it a little wiggle, and so he's still alive. He's still a threat here outside. Holds on. Mantu has rotated into garage as well to help out, but this has left other avenues of the map a little more empty than maybe you would like. OG, they try and jiggle it up. They try and move players back. You see Mantu rotating in towards Hell. Perfect timing on this. They entrust outside control to Valdir from main. And now they've got 2 here at ramp. Smoke goes in, but there's a gap there. Missed shot from Mantu. Alexa B tries to stand and deliver, but is only good for 1. Favin's followed up onto Valdir, and all across the map, bodies are falling in favor of Sprout. Issa trying as best he can to hold down this side of the map. Damage through the wall from DEIXA, and now it's just Mantu. Mantu on Snatchy. It's the clash of the AWPs, and down through the vent goes Snatchy. He's out of there, into the B site. Mantu in hot pursuit, drops the smoke on the molly, gives himself a fast rotation, but Snatchy in the doorway. It's 8 for Sprout as he closes out the 1v1.
You just gotta love it from Sprout, right? Even when things go bad, even when things don't go to plan, and OG have these A stacks, the quick drop from Snatchy doesn't hesitate, doesn't think about it. And even though Mantu just smokes it off, I don't know what happened there. He stopped, maybe he reconsidered, maybe he thought Snatchy wasn't committing to B. He smokes it off, he hangs around for a couple of seconds, and that allows time for Snatchy to not only get the plant, but move back into decon. All the ideas are there for Sprout. They have been working hard in the prac servers. Dry running this for days, I bet. 8 rounds in a row. OG may have found the pistol and the follow-up, which was a full Glock round for Sprout. Well, since that point, there's been no issue, and I like it as well. You win a round, you call a pause. There were definitely problems in that one. Think of Dennis getting down towards B and still getting caught by Valde outside. Now, OG, they provided something in the beginning. MBK pushed out and did a lot of damage, but that's the kind of thing that OG need to really be working with, catching Sprout off guard. At this point, holding sights and stacking and having the right info and reads is not enough. You're still losing when you have 3 on the A site. You're still getting cleared and traded. And so the answer for OG has got to come down to things like what MBK just showed us. You're getting aggressive, catching Sprout out while they're lining up this utility. Not easy, of course. I'd love to see a heavy ramp setup, put Mantu there, aggressive with the AWP. Try and walk into lobby like many AWPers do, scoped up. But it doesn't help when every round is something different. Every round, Sprout show us, something new. That's keeping OG on their toes.
MBK was in main. He just got tagged all the way down to 50 from the spam. DEIXA is the hot king. Oh, there's the response. That's from Ramp. That was Valde firing some shots back.
4 damage, though.
Look, man. It's the principle that matters, Hugo. It's not about the damage. It's sending a message. You can spam, I can spam as well. Outside smoke's going to get lined up here by Sprout. That's to facilitate this cross. And look, this time they look like they want to put it to good use. Mantu is here outside, but as has often been the case, he's going to struggle to have much of a say being in heaven with that AWP. He's dropped down. Looking for players crossing. And there's no gaps in these smokes. They will not falter. They're going to be allowed to get by.
I like the sneak as well, right? Especially when there have been... Ooh, didn't see it. Especially when there have been rounds of Sprout throwing these smokes and not done anything with it. Mantu can't know. He can't be aware. He has to guess. DEIXA showing his presence outside. We're going to see MBK try and assist from main, stop that cross towards Hell. Spitty boosting Snatchy up like he did back on the CT spawn of Inferno. Oh, DEIXA is going to clear this, and he does. MBK's gone down in main. It's going to be a B hit, though. That's pressure on the top side. Valde in the Xantara spot has got to do it all. He's got to hold strong, and they're not going to clear it. There's one. There's a second, just about. Snatchy's going to trade. The bomb's been dropped 10 seconds. The lurkout ramp is perfectly timed. It catches a player in the back from Faven, and now bomb plant. 2-on-2 on the retake with no kit.
Oh, Faven in with another, and just Alexa B left, creeping in. What can he even do here? The doors are open, but the door on this round might get closed shut unless Alexa B is able to get them back into it. Now down to the 1v1, but Snatchy, the man who planted this bomb, planted it for Ramp. He planted it with a purpose, and he holds it from Ramp side. This should be impossible, and there's the repeat. 9 on the board for Sprout. They're looking to lock in a spot in these playoffs. Do what Big couldn't, and come into this as quite the underdog with quite the story to tell.
As we've learned from this tournament, the rankings, they don't mean, I don't want to say they don't mean anything, but they don't mean you're going to win your games, right? Big number 1 already knocked out. OG number 10, Sprout number 49 on that ESL World Ranking. And look at them now. Look at us. Holding a lead, a convincing one against OG. They're yet to drop a round since those opening 2. More pistols for this CT side. I'd be very careful in this hut and on this A site with all the spam coming through the smokes, through the walls. Issa waits patient. Oh, flash actually hits Valde. Oh dear, they're all blind, but DEIXA gets away with it. Yeah, not only getting hit by the flash, but getting blinded by it too. That is not how Valde wanted that to go. And, well, Mantu's going to drop B after that one. Spitty getting tagged by the Deagle outside. Doesn't need to commit. He can just back up and live to tell the tale. He's got a teammate pushing Garage. MBK is looking outside, but he's missed the timing. It's already wrapping. There's Dennis. He's had some great timings on these lurks. Bavan dealing with another, and it's Mantu who dropped ramp, who flashed Valde in earlier. Oh, if he finishes this kill, that's something, but not even. Spitty won't let it happen, and Sprout making it look easy, as they often do.
It's nice, man. MBK had a matchmaking deagle there. 88 in 3, the classic number that we're all used to seeing.
Oh.
And then next round, you'll get 105 in 2. Don't you worry about it. It's 10-2 right now for Sprout. This is incredibly dominant from them. They look so at home here on Nuke. For me, a big question was, especially after Inferno, looking like it was their game to give away and it falling apart for them right at the very end, was do they have the resilience to grind back through another map? And I think I've got my answer. 10-2 right now. Snatchy looking to get that opening kill from the door again, but this time it does elude him. That's not too much of a problem. Sprout haven't built the entire round around nailing that shot. They wait in the door. Issa good for one, as he so often is. And there's no follow-up, sadly. Alexa B trying to do the damage from heaven as they look to drop through the vents. Rotations are coming in. Oh, and by the way, Dennis is in ramp, like actually in ramp. He was just side by side with Mantu. He's wrapping in through hell in the meantime. And MBK, he should have heard that Molotov. He should be aware that this wrap through ramp is a thing. But he's not. He's not aware. And they're still waiting down on B. They haven't pulled the trigger yet. They can go back through the vent. Dennis has just secured the A bomb site. Come on in, boys, he yells from the heavens as they rotate back up. And this now, the mind game's just bigger than ever from Sprout. OG, they're left floundering. They don't even know where this play's ending up. And now it becomes all too clear.
Like we've said, even when OG know what's happening, even when they have the info, they have the right side stacked, that seems to not be enough. Issa getting one, getting traded, that's been his CT side all day long, or at least on this map, rather. But in this case, OG, they rotate B wisely. MBK even falls out of heaven, but that's all the noise, that's all the audio Dennis needs to pounce from the back. And I love that call from Sprout. The hesitation on the B secret control. Up the vent, into A, 11 rounds, another save. Alexa B's going to get away with his gun. That is a small victory. Yorp saved as well. They've got to continue to buy up. They can't start ecoing at 11-2. 2 rounds left of the half, 2 chances to make this less of a mockery. But you can't, like, you know, as rough as this is for OG, as bad as it looks, you can't say anything but credit to Sprout. They have orchestrated this game plan from the get-go, every round with intention. From the sweaty A-site setups with utility from the roof, mollying every corner, to the outside fakes, to the vent climbs. OG, they know no better.
That's why I love that this is the 3rd map in the series. Like, we know OG are playing their game right now, and they were looking good back on Inferno. And so that just gives even more credit to Sprout for making this look so damn easy. Now, Valda, keeping an eye on the door, gets bested by Favin. This A site has a man loose in it, jingling around. It's going to be Issa getting that trade at the very, very least, and now has helped re-secure some semblance of control here at A. But as has often been the case, just because you've seen one guy there doesn't mean it's going to be a play into that site.
I love how many angles they do this on. They've done it on Secret, they've done it on B at the top of Banana, they're doing it here. This one's especially good because the ramp has a lower position, right? So Snatchy can view someone who thinks they're out of view, thinks they're lower than the orb can see. MBK can't see, double flash, fully blind, cannot escape as he sits in the open on an off angle. And what can you do there if you're Nathan? Die. That's the only option. Sprout, they're down on this B bomb site. OG know it. They've gone for that rotate. You see Mantu's still in CT spawn. He's scared of this heaven wrap that has burned Sprout before, or has burned OG before. But this time it's Sprout doing the burning in decon, throwing in these Molotovs. Issa is waiting. He's smoked off. It begins to fade. This wallbang. Oh, Diha ducks below it. He even fires back like, I'm here. You know it. There's nothing you can do about it. And OG, I hate to say it, Harry, they might have to save. That kill, though, that could open things up. That could tempt them back in. Snatchy dinked back, but Issa, he's falling off. I've never seen so many saves in a game of Nuke. This is the 8th save for OG.
The thing that's like even more wild is like, you know, this isn't a team that has like just one IGL who's like kind of all right. Like, you know, you've got so much brain power in OG. You've got MBK, legend of the French scene. You've got Alexa B, the savior of Finland. You got Valda from his part-time stint IGLing back in North. There's so many big brain individuals on the side of OG. And right now, Smitty's making a mockery of all of them.
He's 4-7. Who needs to frag? Just call the perfect rounds, and that's all Sprout have been doing. This is a team that not only is looking like they're going to playoffs, but is going to be a real threat in this tournament. Online CS, it can get scary, it can get hairy, and it gets worse by the second. Snatchy with a double kill down on ramp. I don't know what to make of this anymore. OG, this is falling apart. Molly into the vents. MBK is close. With that door blown off, he can push in, but Dennis, oh, he's caught a target. It's a season. Nice spot, nice shot. Keeps OG in this round by the skin of their teeth, but there's still a man down, and B has been lost.
Oh, you guys are all on A? Oh, that's fine. We'll go B. Alexa B creeping into ramp, surely not ready for Fav, and who could just have this kill dead to right. Alexa B cut down by the man waiting for rotations. MBK, oh, it gets worse and worse by the second. You hate to see it now. Just ESL needs to ace clutch again. That's a phrase I've said so much with this man on our screens. And what can he do? Oh, more utility. This time they're almost out. It's only Fathom with a flash left. So finally the onslaught of utility is out the way. And now it's time for ESL to respond with some of his own. But so much time has ticked off this bomb. ESL looking for anything and running in. Back turn. Spiddy cuts him down. 13 for Sprout. An absolutely dominant half. 13 in a row, no less. Sprout are poised to take this series. Is there any way that OG can bounce back? We're going to have to find out.
My mind, trying to find a story to believe. And I've been getting sick of how I'm spending all my time, searching for a way to find relief. And I can stay inside, go to sleep, but I feel like I need to let go. And I can spin a web of any story that I like, but tonight I wanna make a masterpiece. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass and filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar. That I've been told, I'm gonna paint a new reality. It doesn't take a lot to turn a person into gold. Yeah, I've been getting good at alchemy. And you can stay inside in the dark, but without it you never let go. And when you're done with hiding and you wanna have control, you and I can find a perfect fantasy. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass and filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar.
My, oh my, we have been delivered a masterclass right here by the Sprout. T side. They go 13 in a row to end that first half 13-2. Is this going to be the full sweep from losing the pistol, losing the follow-up round, and then do they just go flawless?
I would put my money on it, Harry, right now. Alexa B, that 3K with the dual Berettas, long forgotten at this point. OG have had nothing to show for it. Even when they know what's going on, they cannot put a stop to this Sprout train. And there's more Counter-Strike where that came from. Let's go into the pistol round. CZ dropped onto Dennis. We've got a good bit of utility. OG, they've got a game plan. Where do they want to go? It looks like a ramp take. Nades into the A site. It's going to force the hand on this aggressive ramp push. They might walk right into the waiting arms. So the flash is perfect. Oh dear, it's a messy one. The Mantu with a double. Not blinded. The T's were waiting. Dennis does not. He pushes in the backline and drops the bomb. Alexa B caught from the side. There's a late lobby lurk in the form of Snatchy. And every single position pushed by Sprout. Valde from B up the vents in a surely undoable clutch.
Indeed, it is 14-2. Sprout, they might be about to do it to him. And when I say might, I mean it's very damn likely.
Yeah.
You lose that one if you're OG and you don't really have much left in the old tank.
How could this go anywhere but the way of Sprouts, right? Like, even if OG have the ideas, even if they have the plans, how's the mentality right now? You're getting bullied, bruised, battered, beaten, on a map that you are typically very comfortable on. Well, Sprout, so are they. Fast utility out the A site. Alexi, he's going to get mollied close. Maybe wanting to drop down the vents here. Ooh, MBK with that big molly that's going to land on the rafters. OG, they've got some tricks up their sleeves as well, but are they going to get to show them they need to win this round if they want to? Oh dear, Snatchy thought he won the kill. DEIXA doubling down. How the hell do you observe this round? There's kills on all fronts, and it's Spiddy alone in a clutch. Mantu ducking those shots and living to fight another day could be everything here for OG.
Yeah, Mantu dropped down vents. Valde rerouting in through the lobby to ramp. It's a bit of a gamble, it feels like, but luckily enough, they've gambled correctly. Spiddy won't ever see the light of day. At least not yet. This bomb going down towards lower B. Mantu is holding the vents, and, you know, it's a very favorable fight to take, but he's very, very low, and so all it takes is a pre-fire here from Spiddy, and Mantu is deleted. He drops down slow and low, and that there is a recipe for success for Mantu. OG, they get a third round.
Woo. They
finally break a 14-round streak from Sprout, but is it too little too late?
Look at that from Snatchy. He just flies up the vent, does all the damage, thinks he's got the kill. That's a Harry Russell classic, actually. When you shoot someone, you think they're dead, you stop shooting, you die. But Mantu, yeah, he's fast. He does the limbo, he gets below, and he wins the round for OG, 14-3. There's still a chance. Can't count them out, but OG have a long road to recovery. Alexi with his spawn drops vent. OG have smokes for the outside being lined up in the spawn as we speak, and they're going to move behind them. Now, the key is here is, are Sprout ready for Alexi lower? They should be, and that should cut off their rotation. Exactly that. Snatchy goes down the vent, regardless of whether he's ready or not. He can't put a stop to the in-game leader of OG. And more kills to be found by this T side. Spiddy's come through ramp, and he is also on B. So OG, they are going to walk into somewhat of a stacked bomb site. All three players here, but they are well armed for the job.
Oh, Spiddy only good for two. DEIXA now trapped, but there's Favon helping out the CZ with a double. DEIXA not in trouble yet. Pressure for Favon, another one. Alexa B falls as well. And Sprout match and series point. Playoffs on the horizon. And one round away from getting there. A CZ and a DEIG and a bucket full of dreams. That's all they needed. One away now from solidifying a spot in the playoffs here at ESL 1 Cologne.
I'll get Sprout. That is just unbelievable. That is a round that you have to win if you're OG. Despite the stack, despite three players there, I'm sure OG weren't ready for it, but you are armed to the teeth. And a CZ from that range, I can barely get that gun to hit, but he just taps down three coming out of the door. If OG weren't crushed already, that's going to do it. That's just going to blow you out of the water. Drowning. Oh my. Where are big now? Not needed, I guess. They got Sprout. They got the other German representation going to the playoffs. One round away from that exact factor. These two new Polish players were quite the pickup. Dennis and Spiddy, the old school boys of German Counter-Strike, are making it work once again.
Pistols out for OG. And a long, long comeback that needs to be embarked upon if they want to get this game to OT. It feels impossible. It feels like Sprout have earned a hearty win here from behind the vent. Faven continuing to put up numbers. Here comes rotations. There's 2 in vents. A nasty surprise for MBK. Mantu and Issa, all that remain. And while they do get one, there's a follow-up from Issa, but it's all on Mantu. 1v3. DEIXA has found the first, not the follow-up, and Sprout get it done. 16-3. They make a mockery of OG on Nuke, and they secure themselves a spot in the playoffs here at ESL 1 Cologne in an incredible fashion indeed. My word, what a series, what a game, and I can't wait to see how much further Sprout can take this. You're gonna have to stick around. We got more CS, we got more Counter-Strike coming up after the break.
Time always talks about all the other guys. Will I ever understand? Without her, it's not fair. I need you back. No more crying at the end. I'll do it again.
Been a while, yeah. Safe to say over a year. Still it feels like I saw you every day. Tired of hanging around the ones that always need an explanation. I don't need to every day. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could never be. Build me up, piece by piece. Figure out about all the parts that maybe. Used to feel like I belonged.
Well, a fairy tale that began with ESL Meisterschaft just mere months ago has seen Sprout, ranked 47th on the ESL World Rankings, make it through to the playoffs here at ESL 1 Cologne. Welcome to your Mountain Dew Game Fuel post-match. I'm Frankie Ward. I'm joined by Hugo and Harry. Names so iconic, they don't need surnames. And Harry, what do you make of that team, Sprout? I think you've just been on the Twitter and said you think they're the best team in the world right now.
Yeah, honestly, that was so, yeah, maybe we don't hold me to that one, but yeah, it was...
It's in writing, it's published, I'm totally holding him to it, and I think you should too.
With how they just performed there, like, that was incredible, right? I haven't seen T-side calling in particular that has looked so damn good at just causing utter confusion in the defending squad, right? Like, every round, OG had no idea what was going on, it felt like, and then even when they finally did, like even when they had their pieces in the right place at the right time, they just got blown out the water. And that's something that I think is so impressive here, is that like Sprout, I was saying going into Nuke, oh, well, you know, it seems like a team game, right? Like maybe 1-for-1, they don't match up against some of these guys in terms of the firepower. But my word, did they just prove me wrong, right? Yeah. Like Favon had some incredible rounds. Snatchy was just dominating with the AWP. And that's the thing, we don't need them to put up big numbers, because with how they're calling, the round is often over once those first 2-3 kills have come in.
And Hugo, in terms of those mid-round decisions, what kind of game plan do you think that Sprout have prepared? Do you think this was a case of pure anti-stratting, or do you just think Sprout are on a different level in terms of strategy?
Some of the set pieces they showed on the T side of Nuke were unlike anything I've seen before. Like some of these A side executes, they had incredible utility from the get-go. Think back to that first round. Even though they lost it on the T side, they were double nading Hut Roof. Moving forward, they were mollying Heaven. They were cutting off Issa in that rafters position with the smoke that the Big have been showing in the past. I just every round was something new, and so many set pieces. Even when, like you said, even when OG had the stacks on the A side, they would even just trade their way in like it was no issue. Like they weren't up against some of the, like, well, I was going to say OGs of Counter-Strike, the OGs of Counter-Strike, and they just fall. They get destroyed, blown out of the water. I'm super impressed at Speedy and his calling. I want to know how much work they've been doing there.
Well, you're going to have your chance, my friend, because it's time for our Mountain Dew Game Fuel post-match interview. We have got Speedy on the line. We've got to ask about that game plan. Were you furiously poring over demos from OG, or did you just make things up on the spot, Speedy?
Hello, my friends. So, I mean, normally we prepare for every opponent the same. We did the same for OG. Niklas, or NK and me watched a lot of demos before we make a game plan, and that's it. It worked especially sick on Nuke. Yeah. And I think especially on Nuke, when you have the first rounds running as T, you can outplay them. Like, you can fake the same thing. You can make them think so much, then they think too much. And if they think too much, you have them on you. Because with the any smoke varieties, you just need to get inside their brain, and when they feel insecure on Nuke, I think it's really hard to play City.
Spitty, man, you and Dennis have often been left by the wayside, and I mean, this year's been no exception, right? Seeing Keto and Searson move to Big, and then you guys beating them in that opening match, Big falling out of the tournament first, and now you guys going to playoffs with 2 new Polish players on this roster. What does that mean to you? How does that feel? You know, still succeeding despite losing what people often called your best players.
I mean, we finally play at the Lanxess Arena. Oh, maybe not. No, but to be honest, for us, we don't care if people, I don't know, flame us or hate us or don't like us. I think we know each other for a long time. Is it our mates, Favon, or is it Dennis itself? We know that we are capable of things. Maybe we don't show too often, but we are definitely better than people think. I wish for Zuzan and Keto just the best, and I'm really happy that they are right now in this good state with Big, and I think they're still probably the better team. I mean, not probably, but they are. They just have some mental weakness against us, and we could use this to win this match. And yeah, sadly they're out of the tournament, because I would have loved to see them in playoffs.
I want to talk a bit about Inferno, because for me, it felt like you guys had that in the bag. It looked like it was going to be a 2-0, right? But then you lose to that Deagle round over at B, and then MBK gets a pretty lucky, like, bomb denial. I was wondering, right? I was getting worried whether or not you'd be able to pick it back up for Nuke. Did that just fire you guys up? Like, did that really get you just wanting to get it over and done with in that dominant fashion?
To be honest, it was good that we had a really good showing against Big already. Such a comeback, like on Nuke, few days ago. So I think it was mentally good for us, because I was also a bit scared after we threw 2 anti-ecos and I think 2 different other rounds which we could have won on the T side, that we somehow get insecure now, and that should never happen. But everyone showed up from the beginning. Like, there was not a single person who was scared or who didn't know what to do, and I think that has a lot to do that we already showed a few days ago that we can win against this team, even if we are not leading, or even if we just threw a map, we are still there, and I think that's really good.
Oh, Speedy, it was fantastic from you and the boys today. And I think I might need you to teach me some of that confidence, because that's a team that knows no fear, and I could really deal with a bit of that in my personal life. Now, less about me, please, and more about you guys, because you've got the chance to win with the DHL drop. That's going to be coming up after map 1 of our next series, which is going to be Vitality versus Astralis.
Intel Gamer Days is on now. Whether you're looking to buy or build, now is a great time to upgrade. Get limited time offers and giveaways from top names in PC gaming. Unleash elite gaming performance with systems featuring new 10th gen Intel Core processors, and bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game optimizations for a mightier PC experience. Act now. Intel Gamer Days is only here for a limited time.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
shining, calling me a goddess, thunder and the lightning. I'm falling, I'm faster, making my way back, I'm close to home. I'm fighting harder, because I've come to claim my throne. Never letting go, these wings carry me, live this fantasy. Running through the fire, gonna let it burn. I am the Messiah.
ESL 1 Cologne Online is brought to you in part by Intel, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, DHL, and GG Bet.
Welcome back to ESL 1 Cologne. Before the break, we sent Sprout through to the playoffs, and now it's time to find out who's going to be joining them, either Astralis or Vitality. And Astralis really impressed us with their debut of Ezetag and Bubsky back in their opening matchup against Fnatic. And hopefully, we are going to have the opportunity to ask their new coach about it. I say their new coach. He's a legend of Astralis, but obviously he's new to those two additional players. So, Zonic, I've got to ask you, are you impressed with those new recruits?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the way that they have handled the whole us needing some new players, and for example, Patrick, he couldn't join when we wanted him to join, and he had to wait till his contract ended with his former team. So it was it has been some frustrating months in the spring, and then obviously Bobsky getting benched and spending his whole summer vacation trying to find a new home. I'm definitely impressed with the way that they have handled the whole situation and how they are working.
Zonic, was there much of a difference, and I imagine there was based on what we've seen, but I'd love to have your input, as to how you approached the S-Tag and Bubsky, like joining the team and getting them accommodated, in comparison to the old duo in Yugi and Snappy?
I think it's I think for us it's always about playing the percentages and playing some Counter-Strike that comes from team play and using the utility correctly. I think that's what we still demand from whoever plays on the team. But it's also important that the new players can come up with their ideas and the way that they want to play it, and then find a mixture. Having to play in our system only is probably going to be difficult for new players as well, just to adjust from the get-go and then to start playing. So for us, it has also been us, the old guys, listening to the new input and listening to how they want to play position-wise or just tactically.
Zonic, talking about those old guys, I'd love to ask about Glaive and Zip right now. When it comes to practice, especially preparing for an event with Bubsky and S-Tag, do we have Glaive and Zipnix having a lot of impact in practice, or are they taking the time off away from the game for a bit?
Glaive is actually starting slowly to come back to the team. He's sitting in some practicing and coming with some advice when it comes to veto and stuff like that. Some of the strength that he has on the team, he always he still contributes. So it's really good to have them back. Still waiting a little bit on Zip, but it's I mean, it's great to have different inputs and obviously Glaive is needs no introduction when it comes to mind games and thinking about what to do against your opponent. So it's definitely a help, but it's also important that matches, for example, that he gets to call his way of calling and yeah, we always we at least so far we have seemed to find the right direction.
Oh, Zonic, there's so much I want to ask you, and yet you need to go and play some Counter-Strike. So thank you so much for talking to us, because we need to get into the vetoes right now. And with Astralis, we don't know their map pool now that Bubsky and Ezetag have joined. So I feel like we could see Nuke again, because we know it's a great map for them.
Yeah, I feel like Nuke's surely got to come up, right? And you know, if it does, I think that's going to be very, very interesting, because this is also a very good Vitality map. So I really can't wait for Nuke. Like, let's just talk about that for a minute, right? Obviously, it was like the Astralis bread and butter. They were so damn good on this map. The fact that they're facing Vitality on it, I'm looking forward to a real good test of where this Astralis squad is at. Dust 2 pick from Vitality, that's not that surprising, but the Vertigo one at the end, now that's spicy. I just love Vertigo appearing in any map pool, but it being left as the third, I hope we get there. I really hope we get there.
I've got to say, Astralis banning Overpass, where with those 3 maps left in, the fact they're banning Overpass, I think they're saving it for the playoffs, to be honest. Like, we've already seen Dupree pretty vocal on Twitter about how he's not a fan of Vertigo and how so many games fall into those A takes. Well, not always. We saw Mad Lions the other day. They looked really, really good at spicing it up. They had some great ideas towards that B-bomb site. They were taking mid constantly, so many splits. They barely rushed A. So I can't wait to see what Astralis got in store. I really hope this goes 3, Frankie.
Well, I can't wait to see what players you picked to watch. So let's take a look at your Astralis player, Hugo.
Yeah, I'm going with Bubsky for this one, right? Like, we picked S-Tag. Oh, no, actually, sorry. I'm picking S-Tag again.
S-Tag again?
Yeah, sorry.
We need to talk more. Bubsky had all the attention.
Yeah, forget Bubsky. He's too good. He's too good. I feel like this guy doesn't get enough love. I get enough hate from you two for loving S-Tag, I think. But this guy, I've been watching him forever, and I've always wanted to see him do well, especially coming back onto Heroic. I feel like I'm repeating my points. He's such an exciting player. And the fact that he's now coming into a team where he doesn't have to carry, he's like the... I don't want to say the worst player, and that's why I'm doing this, but he's like the least important player in terms of being like a big fragger. So that lets him play a role, that lets him be really supportive, and I can't wait to see what he brings today.
Well, I was going to ask you about yours, Harry, but the thing is, who have you picked?
Well, I mean, come on. Who am I going to pick?
Right? You don't even need to talk about ZywOo. It's obvious why you picked ZywOo. I mean, the man's got 100 written on his card, and that's absolutely fine because we are going to get into our opener between Astralis and Vitality. We're going to Nuke. We've had no time to talk about Vitality. All you need to consider is they're now number 2 in the world. Shoxy Jesus has been showing up. ZywOo, of course he's going to be present. This is going to be electrifying.
Thank you for speeding through that one, Frankie. That was a fast S segment. I hope this isn't a fast game. Look at those numbers. Surely they're not right. Vitality number 2, Astralis 11. That doesn't make sense.
Someone put an extra 1 on the end of Astralis. What's happening?
Oh, look at those odds as well. Split right down the middle, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, justifiably so. We don't know what to expect from the Danes, right? That's the key thing, and that's why this matchup is so damn cool to keep an eye on. We get to see them up against some of the big boys. RPK in heaven, opening this game up with a kill onto Bubsky, no less. So already one of the new boys on the block is taken off the block and onto the chopping block. Now this B site looking to be the object of Astralis' desires. They wrap on round in through Decon, and down goes ZywOo. Device besting him. Not the AWPs yet, but the Glock holds true. Shox, it's ugly, it's not pretty, but he nails it the second time around. Apex has followed up in the meantime, and piece by piece, Astralis are getting torn apart. S-Tag left in this clutch, trades out onto the USP and darts up through the vent. He's at least locked in a bomb plant for Astralis. Ooh, Apex, you little saboteur! He might have just ruined this entire round, stuck on the ladder. An S-Tag from heaven does get dropped by Shoxy. Ooh, Apex was almost in for some stern words.
Was that Apex falling, or was it him baiting in anticipation of a potential fake, right? There was still plenty of time to plant. S-Tag could have tapped the bomb and gone back for the fight. So I think Apex might, he either fell or he was looking to poke his head out on top. Either way, like you said, almost cost them the round. But Shoxy, he's here to stay, and he's here to play. 3 in the pistol. Big work from him down on that B-bomb site, killing Device, getting a shot through the smoke, and even cleaning up the 1v1 onto S-Tag, a plant for Astralis. Now it's a big question mark. What do they want to do? Deagles or forcing up with a couple of rifles? Of course they do it to Astralis. They are going to play those percentages like Sonic said and go for the risky buy. I like it. 2 AKs, Bubsky, he's going quick outdoor. He's looking to drop down the vents with his knife out. They chase him down, but ZywOo will fall a few feet.
S-Tag's also dealt with a man outside, and this has opened a lot up to Astralis, right? You've got Bubsky down lower. You've got S-Tag taking outside control. Shox is going to hold back Device at ramp, but Magis getting that kill. now leaves the options so open to the Danes. If they want to go A, they dart a man back up through the vent, they split that in tandem with a push from S-Tag in main, and they just swarm the site. If they want to try and get down B, they can as well, be it through outside, be it through ramp. There's so many avenues open. Shox gets bested by S-Tag. The patience is key for Astralis here, and it will be that outside rotate. RPK, while he does deal with the first man, Bubsky's going to make a bit of a gamble up through the vent, and that's a fight that didn't need to happen. He tries to jump the gun to deal with RPK, and in doing so, has left a 1v1 open to the tank, who will come to life here, moving into Squeaky Door. The rumble of the tank engine, but Magisk, turning on a dime, is able to find it. Astralis, they'll get that first round back immediately with a force buy in the second round.
I love how quick these rounds are, right? Like how explosive the rounds that we're seeing are being. Bubsky dropping vents, Iwu chasing him down, falling there. Apex hits a scout shot outside, S-Tag trading and taking so much control. That's something we saw the other day when we watched Astralis take on Fnatic and brutalize Fnatic on Nuke. S-Tag was constantly dropping main, wrapping outside, getting that hell control. And so keep your eyes out for that here in this one too. Apex, he's back to the scout. And Vitality, they forced right back in. They don't want to play around with an eco. They want to bring the heat to Astralis. Shot's not connecting. Oh, there it is. Device getting slowed, but he will go low. And Shox finding Magisk. Opening kill here for Vitality. Astralis, they're going to get numbers towards Secret. But the question is, what do Vitality want to do about the problem? Do they want to patch it with many players? They actually don't know. They've seen what they may think is a solo man down B, but now many more will follow. Shox, he is looking so warmed up and ready to go today.
He's always scary, man, but it's great seeing this form starting to creep back in. Shox with the Deagle looking for even more. There's the re-peek, and this time he bows out. He concedes control down here at lower B and falls back into the site. Now Bubsky wrapping in through main in the meantime. There's a path carved into this A site by the young gun of Bubsky. Rotation back up through Secret for S-Tag and Device. They're going to look to try and split into A with Bubsky taking heaven control with 40 seconds left. And Team Vitality going aggressive in through the lobby. They've actually got a man over towards T-Roof. That's Masuta. Actually, he's down in lobby, but still, he's able to come in and help out at this A site if needed. He gets smoked off. RPK, this fight.
Oh, no.
Bubsky was on his head. He was stepping over the ladder, wondering how come he hasn't fallen. Flash in for Masuta, but he's only good for one. Bubsky splitting into the site is helped out from heaven. And now we're into this 2-on-3. Apex taking up the heaven position, gets spotted. The Eagle of Zywoo dealt a rough hand. And now just Device tagged up by the scout earlier on in an impossible clutch. Shox is there to solidify it with the hat trick. And Team Vitality, they take a second round.
Another 3K for Shox as well. He opened the map with it. He's going to find Vitality second too. Oh dear, this is a very exciting game. Defuse is fine. Vitality, they got the guns. They've got the AKs out of there alive. And all is good in the hood. Astralis, do they want to force back in? They've got the money for it. You can definitely get a couple of AKs here. And yeah, of course, Astralis will. No question about it. Right back in with a big boy buy. Zywoo, dual Berettas. Mate, you got $3 grand. Buy a rifle. I think someone dropped them over, but regardless, playing SMG instead. Can't really blame him with how we're seeing these early forces from Astralis, right? You're going to be expecting pistols. You're going to be expecting faster rounds. He did try and chase the vent the other round with this gun. Astralis going into the lobby. Two outside throwing utilities. Double nades behind red in expectation that someone's crossed, but there's no AWP in play just yet for Vitality. I'm so glad that, you know, we've not come into this game with players, especially on Vitality's side, which I guess were more under question, you know, coming in not looking warm, right? Shox is looking incredible. We've had some great rounds from RPK here. Apex hitting scout shots. This time it's ramp taken. Bubsky anticipating a hellside peak. There's no one there, and they know it now. It's clear for the Molotov. This gives Astralis a room to rotate lower. Vitality, now they've got 2 in B, but they're actually coming back out through Secret outside. So, you know, trying to gain control, but in the process, they lose so much on B. Gambling the fact that Astralis won't commit with 5 towards that plant, and that's exactly what they're doing. With the fact that Dupree is holding on to this rotate, it's going to make dropping vent a very difficult deed indeed. So Astralis, this is a great round for them right now. As long as they get this plant in soon, even though Vitality are about to get all this info, there's very little they can do about it.
Dupree doesn't realize just how dead he is yet. And the answer is very. Whoop, there we go. ZywOo comes in on the wrap, and down goes Dupree, but the bomb is planted in B. Vitality in a 5-on-4 retake. Shox is here, rolling down the line, good for one before he's traded by Bubsky. And now Astralis, pack animal, grouped up here by the double doors, trying to hold down the line. And S-Tag falls. Bubsky, the only man left, 1v2. They open the door, they bait him back, and ZywOo nails the shot. It gets close, but ZywOo steps up. Defuse gonna come on in for Vitality. It's a third round on the board. A bomb planted for Astralis. And damage done. The temptation might be there to chance another force buy. I don't know.
I love that idea for Vitality, right? They are fully aware that Astralis are going B in that round, but is no concern of them. They want to find the luck. They want to find the one man cutting off those rotations. They come down from B. They go up secret to outside. They clear that entire position. And then ZywOo flanks lobby and takes down Dupree. They knew there had to be someone. You can see the frustration of getting shot in the back there. He was so patient, waiting for that vent rotate. That was by design for Astralis, but when it is too good to be, when it looks too good to be true, it often is. Vitality playing the man-up retake, a 5-on-3 that gets awfully close, and this one is not close. It's ZywOo with the AWP versus pistols. This should be a shooting gallery for him. He gets dinked. Julie's out, 2 versus 1. S-Tag running him down. Oh, baby, he's gonna die. That's an AWP gifted over, but not for long, because RPK picks up the pieces of the round with 3, and the eco for Astralis, not forced back in, falls short. That's fine, though, because we've got guns following swiftly after.
I love that. RPK just deploys like a turret up in heaven. You hear it like, and he's just there, holding it down, not letting them get the AWP.
I don't think they even saved it.
No, they didn't. It was too far away. No one was nearby, so that's gone for ZywOo.
Oof.
And that there puts him on level pegging with Device on the other side.
And there's the danger of buying the AWP into a round where you know the team, your opponents have low economy. Obviously, somewhat of it is the fact that you don't know Astralis whether they're going to force or not in that round. But the fact that they don't, you get run down by a pistol. S-Tag's never going to have any fear there. Bubsky, he got pop flashed by Apex, and he's going to get his revenge. Taking down Shox fully blind. Apex through a smoke, and you can already see Vitality scrambling to throw bodies at the problem at that lower site. But this is so early in the round that Astralis, they didn't have a B play in mind from the beginning. So now they go back to the outside smokes. It's not going to be needed. There's no one here to stop them in the yard. Could send them towards secret into this B bomb site. You can see these aren't standard wall of smokes, though. They are the wide ones with a garage cover as well. So plenty of options available to Astralis. If secret's one of them, they're walking into 3 CTs.
I love it, though. They clear out garage. They get the information that outside is completely bare. And right now, they're looking for any hints. They've got their magnifying glasses out. They've got the Sherlock hat on. And they're trying to discover where Vitality might be at. Now, this peek from ZywOo out from secret is going to have to be incredibly well timed to find anything. S-Tag's keeping an eye on it. Does spot the bomb. You're bang on. Masuta taking up his fallen teammate's position, has dropped it. 25 seconds. That's a bit of a problem for the Danes. There's only one man nearby who can retrieve it. You can see them scrambling on the minimap to go and help Magisk. He's dealt with the players in secret, and now that they've spotted RPK, they can wipe the sweat off their brow. They know that they get this bomb down. 10 seconds left, and RPK not going to be able to do much here in this 1v3.
That was a terrifying situation, right? Having S-Tag going down there after one, Magis had to run and grab that bomb, and you know at any point you can get repeat from that position. He deals with it, gets it into the A site. But yeah, if they took down Magis there with the bomb, that might have just been the round straight up, as long as RPK could have survived. So very, very close. Balancing on a knife's edge, but it's stabbed in the back of Vitality, and Astralis come in with their first proper rifle round. Keep in mind, this has been forces all the way through. That one eco for Astralis, it was made quick work of outside. Vitality have that question in mind as well. They're certainly going to buy here. There's no way you eco this round. You're on the CT side after all. Shut down Astralis' economy before it builds. That's the intention. And they've got the double AWP to do it. It's a very weird buy because some players low on money. You've got 2 SMGs, but you can rely on ZywOo and Shox. You always can. It's a Vitality mantra. Heavy A side setup. Masuta going to go inside of the hut, or at least on top. Bubsky waiting ramp, and we're not going to see any more aggressive moves from Vitality for the time being. They want to hold off, knowing how some of these rounds have gone, knowing how that flash push went for them. So let's see what Astralis have in store. Vitality are going to give them the respect as they should.
Outside smoke's going in, but it is all a ruse with only one man crossing behind them. Rest of the gang moving over towards ramp. They hear the AWP chime in and they know that Shox is here now. Zywoo's all the way back in CT spawn, holding passively towards outside. Masuta getting caught up on top of the hut. That could open up a real liability in this A-bomb site. RPK can't stand the test of time. Zywoo on the rotation, bit of damage. Apex through the vent smoke, a lot deeper than they were ready for, but it doesn't matter. He's only good for one. Shox last alive, does have this AWP, and maybe if he knew just how, oh, hello. Drops that smoke to feign a fallback into CT. Device boosts Bubsky into heaven to hound down this saving player for Vitality. Shox, I think, should have saved himself with that smoke. Gonna be a bit of misdirection.
He was also faking the death cam as well. He ran towards spawn while he's doing it. That's why Astralis looks so interested in the CT position. You can see they're going to try and hunt it down at the end as well. Bubsky can even flash Device deep if he wants, but Astralis, no need to overplay your hand, and they will hold off. It's going to be their round regardless. That's what they wanted, and that's what they get. I already like some of the misdirection we're seeing, right? Trying to push Shox off ramp with the AWP. He does not fall for it. He hangs around. He clears it out. Vitality know it's going to be A. Mizuta is checking door on a timing, but S-Tag, with the smoke in his favor, dropped by Mizuta, is able to get that kill. And Device runs in and opens up as well. Vitality do so much damage, but they don't get the kills required. And if you don't kill Astralis at the drop of the hat, well, they're going to drop you. Shox on the solo AWP, saved, and Vitality... nothing else. Oh, there it is. Goodbye, Device.
The immediate reposition as well, like wasting no time in getting down these vents, taking up a hold outside. And this is where Magisk is wandering towards. Oh, the no-scope from Shox. And he's turned this round on its head. Now, 5-on-3. The only man that Astralis have even seen so far is this AWP in the hands of Shoxy, who once again is quick on his feet, rotating in through ramp, maybe even over here towards outside, which is where Dupree and S-Tag are. Shox is playing with radar or something. He knows what's going on. There's a player going up above him, holding in this close angle. Shox has delivered so much already. How much more can we ask of him? He's made noise. He goes back to ramp, and this allows these players to get in through heaven. Zywoo blindsided. Still two players in the hut, but Dupree has seen feet. He drops down. Bubsky trying to hold the line, trying to hold the lobby, and he will. Apex not able to get away with a kill. Leaves it all onto Shox in a 1v3. He would have to ace this round with this saved AWP if they want to pick it up, and that smoke in main should seal the deal on the save.
Before Bubsky even gets his first kill, he is the sole reason Astralis win this round, right? And the reason being is, as he holds onto lobby, firstly, saving that AWP from Device. Secondly, he throws the main smoke as Astralis wrap outside. That means that Vitality players in A, that of which there are many, they were stacked up there with pistols, don't see Astralis cross. Shox runs back to ramp from hell. Is he going to get the ace here? Bubsky is really hunting this one down, but he's gone. Good. Yeah, as Bubsky, as Shox is in hell, he doesn't realize Astralis are above him, right? Bubsky throws in a Molotov from ramp, right? Further faking out this position. That draws Shox back to support his teammate on ramp, and which gives Astralis the room to climb up her. And then, of course, Bubsky goes and kills 4 players. Obviously, that's always appreciated, but the utility alone that he's throwing got Astralis in the position and pulled Vitality away from theirs. No saved AWP either for Shox. I imagine there's going to be a bit of money there.
Just saw the reaction from Magis to getting no-scoped. Safe to say he wasn't a fan.
No. The money is not there. No AWP. So that's an even bigger kill for Bubsky hunting it down. He saves devices, he removes Shoxies, and Astralis 4-4. Soon as you know it, they're back in control.
Oh, fast A play, order of the day, here it comes, rushing on in. Masuta dealt with in heaven. RPK going to try and anchor down this site, and he's only good for one. Apex spraying, but not quite connecting the shots needed. Ollied out from main. This A site falls into Astralis' hands now. A 3-on-3 retake. Vitality, they're definitely going to give this a go, and Device doesn't realize it yet, but Shox is sneaking in through the back line. The hunter becomes the hunted back here in the lobby. Shox gets that kill. Device now removed. One of the only players with full health. It's Bobski and S-Tag, the two new boys on the block, the two fresh faces in Astralis. Flash is good. S-Tag's down and out for the count. It's Bobski again, left in this clutch. 1v3. Flash in.
Oh, no.
The accidental jump. Now they know that he's in main. He's tagged on down, and surely the 10-second defuse stuck. It's a round for Vitality as they claim a fifth.
Scroll wheel users are molding after that one. Poor Bubsky, he had a serious shot. He had a serious chance. Even with the plant on the other side of the site, it was a bit of a problem there, but the money will be good for Astralis. They got that bomb plant at least. Great trade work for S-Tag, right? Apex gets a lucky kill through the smoke there, but S-Tag comes in second place. Trades matches, picks up RBK up in rafters as well. Good opening kills to at least facilitate that A site for Astralis control. These outside flanks have been really, really good. Both times that Vitality have done it, ZywOo flanking Dupree, and now, Device getting caught by one as well. They've been really, really well timed, and Astralis need to remain aware of that. Nice shot. Device finds Shox. He's hiding behind red. Oh dear, there's a strafe though out in the yard. Apex is going to get that clear on top of the box. S-Tag hiding in the smoke, and he can't be seen. Apex is gone. Bubsky's found a timing. He wants to push through the ramp smoke, and it may be perfect. ZywOo's just peeled away, and Bubsky's going to hear that as well. He's calling to his team, guys, I've got the room. I can hit B, I can go hell, but ZywOo, he reconsiders it. Bubsky hears the jump back in, and so he won't run to this position. He's hoping ZywOo's the one to make the mistake. He doesn't want to peel out and die to the AWP. Instead, he's going to use this position for a late lurk as Astralis put pressure on A.
The longer he waits, the more valuable this position becomes. Bubsky on the angle, ZywOo blindsided, and now Heaven. Bubsky wrapping in. He took ramp, and they're not even playing for A. They're taking the B site while Bubsky has posted himself up in Heaven to cut off these rotations. It's a save for Masuta and RPK. They can't even begin to attempt this 2-on-4 retake at the B site, especially not with Bubsky being so deep. I love it, man. Bubsky, it feels like he's really earned like a lot of respect and responsibility within this squad very, very quickly, right? They're always trusting him on these lurks, and he always does such a good job of getting a lot of usage out of his positions.
One thing that we've gotten from both Dupree's interview after Astralis' win against Fnatic, and just from Zonic in that quick chat that we had with him, is that, despite Astralis still wanting to run their system and Magis taking over calling as he has been doing for a lot of the year now, Bubsky and S-Tag are given the respect. They're given the positions they want to play, and that's really nice to see. Obviously, sometimes you've got to pull in the reins, right? Sometimes you've got to tell them what to do, but it seems like Bubsky needs no advice right now on the T side of Nuke. He looked excellent in that game against Fnatic. It was way more dominant. But, right now, this is the Astralis that we maybe don't know, but we certainly love. And in the future, we always have this conversation because we don't really know. We can't get a good answer out of it. But I want to know what the long-term plan is for like swapping in and out these players, right? Is it going to be tournament-based? Are TOs going to start to allow 7-man rosters to sign up to events and then swap per map, per series? We don't know. So there's so many things available for Astralis. This absolute robot of a team continues to get more unpredictable.
They really do feel like a robot as well. Like, it's just plug and play. You just put someone in. Yeah, man, he's sick. Right, that'll do. Imagine a world where like a 5-man Astralis team comes back, but it doesn't feature the same faces from the original. That would be spicy. Device catching ZywOo here outside. Magisk even going aggressive. Now RPK, one of these saved rifles, is on the other side of this smoke, but they're going to go through. They're waiting. Magisk and Dupree side by side. Don't check for RPK, so he nails the first, follows up with another, and now he's got the bomb down at his feet. That's a bit of an error that the bomb is so pushed up. There were 2 players there, so it was never meant to go down like this. But Vitality, by stacking these two players in Garage, they've accidentally set themselves up for a winner of a round here. They've got that bomb. And so now the 3 remaining on Astralis, they've got to do everything they can to regain this control.
Yeah, and Shox is even coming out from lower as well. He's peeking Secret, so because Vitality had this bomb, they no longer need to place down at positions or sites. They can purely focus on winning these outside engagements. S-Tag, oh dear, he's low. Shox with a grenade, it looked like it could have done a lot better. He peeks with it to hide behind the smoke, but instead S-Tag smokes him. It's still an unwinnable round. There's no way Vitality will give him the 2v1 with 18 seconds to spare. That bomb is irretrievable, and the round is unsavable, but S-Tag's going to look for a kill. Hope he can take one down with him. Oh. Big brain.
Wow.
I love that. And they can't stop him. They can't chase him down. No one to find their way down the vents. And even though Vitality win an absolute banger of a round, like you said, the mistake of the bomb going first, we talked about this earlier in that Sprout game about the RNG of the bomb, right? You kill a player with a bomb, it just flies out into the open. That really flies in the worst direction for Astralis.
26 kills on S-Tag and Bubsky combined. 12 on the 3 remaining players for Astralis. So Astralis who, sorry? This is a great look for the 2 latest additions, right? S-Tag, obviously, in their debut game, yeah, he didn't give us the crazy numbers we were hoping for, but he doesn't have to. That's the beauty of him in this squad. And I think he does have a lot more to show us past this fact. ZywOo's got the AWP over here outside, and S-Tag has been able to run the gauntlet and get by. Apex on rotation down here towards lower. Drops that smoke, and that's going to send Astralis back out of Secret for now.
Yeah, but they are returning to the outside into this AWP. Device looking for a pick. That grenade going too deep. And Apex backing up as a result. Doesn't want to play close to the smoke as it fades. He could get overwhelmed. The spacing of Astralis looking good as they begin to clear these corners. Deep molly for the double doors. It's up to Apex now. Device has dropped ZywOo outside. He was still hell. And now that's going to open up a lot of options. If they can get the vent, they can come back up into A, and that seems to be the play. Bubsky with a pick into this site. They've actually just returned from Secret, who needs B, and Vitality are coming up with the vent instead. Apex trying to spam. He might have had a chance to get up, but not when he gives away his position. And with that, the round falls in the favor of the Danes.
Want to get out with the 2 M4s. If you hold on to both of these, you can get a pretty decent buy in this next round. You would have 4 rifles. Masut is able to invest himself. Shox even maybe gets away with this AWP, and at that point, that's perfect. But it does hinge on holding on to not just one, but both of these guns. And if either one of them gets taken away, then that buy is gone for Vitality. Luckily enough, Astralis, they're merciful in this new iteration. They let the guns escape. 6-6, all tied up now.
I love how back and forth this is, Harry. I wouldn't want anything else. I think this is the first of a potential and hopeful 3-map series, regardless of the result. I think everyone wants to go the distance, apart from Astralis fans. I mean, they'd love what Astralis do best, which is just stomping their opponents, but Vitality not making it easy for them right now. Quick pause from the Frenchman. And yeah, that's a question. I think they're working out this money situation right. Throw ZywOo the orb, Shox can buy up a gun, and things can look pretty for Astralis. Someone will have to take the hit. I imagine Mizuta maybe with an SMG, but he has been on top of the hut roof, right? Playing the perfect position for a worse weapon, I guess.
Plus, the Danes, man, they kind of deserve like a bit of a break away from getting used to seeing their team winning all the time, right?
Yeah, it's not fair.
Because now they really want it again. They want to see an Astralis that is just taking scalps left and right, and maybe that's what we're in for with this new iteration of the squad. ZywOo back on that AWP. He's been dropped that over by Shox. He's looking over here towards outside, and there are players trying to cross behind these smokes, but Dupree out into the open. Is this going to prove to be a liability or the thing that opens this round up? ZywOo holding this angle, and he's not knowing for missing his shots is a man like ZywOo. Dupree, if he doesn't check it, he's going to get the good old left-right good night.
Well, they know, but the issue with this angle is you don't want to go in front of main and look at garage. Oh, ZywOo, he doesn't wait. He pushes out into the forefront and finds 2 for 1. Bomb dropped again. That has been a repeated problem for Astralis, losing this bomb in the yard. This time it's not in a as awful position, but again, Vitality can play around it. Bubsky, double ramp setup. He's not ready for the second player. He does turn, but it's too little, too late. Apex with 7 wins that fight, and Magisk, he is down B. How much salvation is that for Astralis when this package is dropped out in the yard? Shox clearing lobby, gets caught by DEIXA. He needs to hit this orb shot if he wants any chance of keeping this round alive. And oh dear, he's been dinked, cleaned out by RPK. And now Magisk, B from the start, but it won't make a damn difference. It's a Vitality round through and through. Yeah, the reason Astralis are so hesitant there as well is the issue of clearing that angle. It's such an awkward position. If you walk in front of main, you're open to 3 things. You're open to garage, that ult from ZywOo. You're open to back a CT and the millions of angles that come with that. And then you're open to main, most importantly, in a swing or anyone playing tucked, looking at the yard cross, which is a very common angle. So, yeah, you often see players get caught from that back garage position. And ZywOo, well, he doesn't wait for anyone.
It's one of those rounds as well where it feels like Astralis, they were trying to throw the fake of a B cross before committing to A. And, you know, like the way that danger is normally mitigated is if you're going to split the A site, you throw that slightly deeper variation of those outside smokes, right, which were put down anyway. And normally that cuts off this garage point that ZywOo was able to hold. As a result of that utility not going in, they didn't have any smokes left when the crunch time came, when they had to deal with that player in garage. And so they weren't able to do that. Vitality keeping the lead in their favor, but just about. It's an eco now for Astralis around that hero AK on Magisk that he was able to hold on to. Down through the bed.
No.
Bubsky, he does get down. Just about. He's waiting on the ladder. He's waiting for a knife. Bubsky, he brings like the cheeky flair to this Astralis squad.
Oh, ramp is free. S-Tag is flying high. Shox is already in the B site though. Oh dear, jumping round. I love this movement. Oh my, it's so distracting. And Dupree is going to find that opening kill. S-Tag, you little wonder, you little whiz, flying around the sky. DEIXA is going to get Apex getting aggressive inside of the lobby. This time a lurk for Astralis. It was even more passive than Vitality were ready for. It's typically been indoor, and now Vitality, somehow against what was Glocks and a hero AK, need to pick it up.
S-Tag, do you have the decoy? Yes, I am decoy. He just runs into the site, he hops around, and now he's made it doable for Astralis. RPK at ramp, trying to get back in, but there's the peek from S-Tag, gets deleted, no hopping around this time. ZywOo's gone, no, and Masuta left in the clutch. Magisk is gonna nail the shot. It's a 7 for Astralis, armed with only pistols and that 1 AK.
I don't know how the hell Astralis gets so much ramp control there, right? Shox is dropping off the back of that vent dive from Bubsky, getting control down Secret, but it's only a Glock. It's not something Vitality need to throw everything at, and that gives Astralis so much room to get out into ramp. 3 players coming fast and furious, and boy, oh boy, this is making for one entertaining series right now. I
always love that guy, man. Yeah. He's such a champion.
Shout out.
Just flexing on us with his setup, and oh, Masuta flexing some lobby control, but it's Bubsky with a response, and a hell of a response at that. Him and S-Tag having a little internal competition, competing for that first place, and S-Tag, well, he was holding on to it for a very long while. Bubsky now neck and neck with him, trying to take the lead between the two of them. Shox here at ramp would give up a 16 to Bubsky on the race to the 30 bomb. Creeping on in. Shox has caught a very good timing here. Dupree is floating between either angle. And actually, he's just looked away. Shox, the timing on this push could be perfect. And oh, Bubsky turns around, but it dawns on him a little too late. And we're into this 2-on-2. It's DEIXA and Magisk, 2 of the old boys in Astralis to try and secure this 8th round.
Apex, he's looking at main. That's where Magisk is coming from. They don't really have time to focus on this heaven wrap right now, as this bomb is still dropped in the lobby. DEIXA is going back to pick it up rather. Apex still up on A site. Shox is hanging around in trophy room, watching his back. He knows how much room Astralis could have, and now Apex is starting to consider it too. Magisk walking into the crosshair. He's aiming high. He's got to pull it down, but Magisk ducking below the shot, really making it a problem. That's funny, considering how many times you see players peak on top of the rail. Magisk won't do it, and it's that undoes Apex. Shox coming back up the ladder. He's actually going to wrap the outside, climb up the boxes, but that cuts off valuable time that he can't afford with no kit currently. Don't know if there's one dropped up here. It doesn't look like it. And he's running, he's gunning. This is going to be Magic's round. Astralis with 8. A perfect T-side, looking like the powerhouse. We're going to see if they can keep things up into this second half. Vitality down by 1, but not down and out.
Up, 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 1,000 miles of luck. Don't look down, we made it. Feet far off the pavement, and we go up, up, up. 1,000 miles of luck. We stay understated. Pressure feels amazing. Just the dust, just the sand. Just the motion of your hands. Travel like lands. It's just enough, oh yeah. Just for you, I'm just a man. Just a notion in the wind. We ain't gotta make plans. Fair enough, it's fair enough, oh yeah. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. Like we're the two surviving pieces of something. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. And I know it feels like a light years in the making. Up, 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 1,000 miles of luck. Don't look down, we made it. Feet far off the pavement, and we go up, up, up. 1,000 miles of luck. Oh no, we stay understated. Pressure feels amazing. Just the dust, just the sand. Just the motion of your hand. Travel like land. Just your hype man. Just the one, just a believer. I don't care. I see you loading up my mind. Place me on the side. Fair enough, oh yeah. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. Like we're the two surviving pieces of something. Always you and me, trying to be weightless. Yeah. And I know it feels like
Well, do we have a matchup on our hands? 8-7 at the end of the first half of play. At Astralis, it's the two new faces, S-Tag and Bobski, up at the top of the scoreboard. 31 kills between the two of them, and both of them with over 100 ADR. This is wild. What a not debut, but what a second game from these two gentlemen for Astralis. It's such a key moment as well. Playoffs on the line, and both these teams are hungry for it.
Yeah, you got to remember, you know, how these guys got here. Vitality, they won their opening game taking on the domestic matchup of Heretics, who has since departed from the tournament thanks to Fnatic. Oh, and Fnatic, funny you mentioned them, Hugo, because Astralis, they beat them in their opening game as well. Initially, a dominant destruction on Nuke, got a bit closer on Train, but it was still an Astralis 2-0, and that's what they're looking for right here, right now. Shock's not trying to make it easy, though. He's had some bangers on that orb. Zywoo bottom of the board here for the Frenchman. Not where we're used to seeing him, but he has saved their bacon from time to time.
So with you, like, referencing yourself in the third person,
yeah.
Is that just both sides of Hugo B. Byron on the microphone?
It's schizophrenia coming through, Harry. It's coming through. Yeah, what can you do?
Well, Hugo, I love to see it. Let's see, man. We got a nervous-looking Vitality. It wasn't the cleanest of first halves. An 8-round showing for Astralis there at the end of it. ZywOo's still smiley. He's in high spirits, and his hair is slowly growing back. We're going to keep up with that throughout the duration of ESL 1 Cologne.
It's nice having, you know, the old boys showing up for Vitality, while it's the opposite for Astralis. It's, you know, RPK's had some great rounds. He's also over 100 ADR for the side of Vitality. Shock 17 kills. What's this pistol for Vitality? What have they got in store? They already took the first. Astralis forced up in the second and won. We had a bit of a back and forth that eventually Vitality did, you know, put out to lie, and then Astralis winning their first rifle round. Vitality, they're creepy crawling outside. Magis close behind the boxes. He's got Device supporting him on hell side as well. Dodging the flash in an instant, quick reaction. He's going to go out for the peak off the back of it. 2 kills, bomb dropped. Have a taste of your own medicine, Vitality. RBK has yet to secure it. He was behind red, and the bomb is on the other side. Bubsky, oh, he moves away as ZywOo gets his timing out ramp, and he will double dink him down. It's going to be Apex looking to pick up this package. Magis holding on to it. Nice little off angle. Apex spots it, but this Glock is not going to be the gun you want in this engagement.
Moving into main as well, there is a man for Astralis, that's dupreeh, and he is no man, he's more machine as he shuts down 2. ZywOo left in a 1 versus 2 of his own, and he needs the 3-piece, the hat-trick, to get this round past the keeper. Creeping in through Secret, USP in hand. dupreeh, eyes fixated on Secret. He's got Magis holding on to a main push in case ZywOo was going to get fancy at the vents. dupreeh playing the timing, but he's been spotted. ZywOo gets the information, but it goes both ways. Magis now knows the whereabouts of ZywOo as well, and repositions accordingly. Back in the garage, dupreeh wiggling on the corner, solidifies it with 3, and the main man comes in clutch. It's 9 on the board for Astralis as the pistol round goes their way.
And nice to see dupreeh coming back alive, right? He had a bit of a slow start to this map. He was getting flanked. He was 0-4. He's looking frustrated, but some big kills coming through in this round. That body as well, the second player dupreeh kills, actually blocks ZywOo's head from making, you know, that fight, that little stairwell angle. Forces him to come out into the open. dupreeh is waiting. 9-7. CT is winning both pistol rounds here in this map. Full eco for Vitality. They want nothing to do with the Force Wars, but it was the plant that enticed Astralis in the first place. Vitality don't get as lucky. Whoa! Nice try. Estag won't let it happen. Device is going to steal his ace, and Shox is going to try and battle versus the USP. It's another pistol round here for Device, and he's going to find them both. Astralis up to 10, and Vitality coming in with guns.
Something I am happy about is this is a Vitality that's looking hot, you know, like this is a Vitality that's looking good, and I'm happy about that because Fnatic, they did have like a kind of shaky beginning, you know, and that shows throughout all of their matchups so far. So their victory, or rather Astralis' victory over them, didn't really feel like it was a good eye test. But here, versus Vitality, we get to see that benchmark of where Astralis lies. And the fact that we have players like Shox giving us the performance we would hope for only strengthens the feeling that this Astralis squad is one that's looking to do damage.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that these guys, of course, would be incredible on LAN, but like coming into online, especially in your team like Astralis, these guys are on LANers, the core at least, right? The Estag, it's been some time. He sat on the bench on Heroic, and even when he got bought out, he couldn't play till July, so that was always a bit of a shame. But he's here today. Bumsky, oh, he's done a dink, and he's fallen off. There's the scout collat, no kill, but boy, is that a lot of damage. Device isn't done. He's going to find 1 and fall off as a molly hits him. Estag's already rotated B. There's a heavy setup for Astralis, but that's not the sight Vitality have in mind.
Oh, Device, more scout tags, and there's another for Device on the scout. Every one of these kills he's getting an assist on. And Shox falls at the very, very end, but there we go. It's an 11th for Astralis. Magis and Device with 2 apiece. And the old boy's getting stuck in now as well. Vitality is back down to a partial investment here, as that rifle round did not give the results they were hoping for whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one as well. The fact that Vitality go back up towards A, but they already forced Device back. I think they needed that kill, or at least to keep him at the ramp side, because they molly him, he goes back up the ladder, and he spots the player coming out of the door. So, yeah, Vitality kind of pushed him back into A, and he's going to deal with them. Oh, dear. Falling off late to the silo. That allows Device to cross to red. On a position we really saw Vitality aggress towards in the CT side. One that Astralis were dominating from the beginning of the map, but it's not going to matter here. No one's really putting pressure on in the yard. Device is given a lot of room to move and pick a spot. Wait in the secret. He can be flashed out by S-Tag, who's also supporting in the yard. We saw, you know, a lot of great utility for Astralis, as we should expect, back on train in that game versus Fnatic. Just very back and forth between Bubsky and Dupree, flashing each other into positions. Rush did a nice little highlight on it the other day. So we get spotted running into the heart. Shox tries to peek with it, but just transfers to the feet. Lovely stuff. No one with armor now, so RPK, he's going to take this hero AK, but he's not going to be going in first.
Oh, Bobski with the spray down, double kill through the smoke, and S-Tag here to pick up the pieces. RPK, this AK was entrusted onto him. Let's see why. 1v4, pretty tall order ahead of him, and still has to get past S-Tag. The lack of armor is what's going to make this so impossible, and there it is. S-Tag already learning a trick or two along with Bubsky from the rest of the Danes, and that is how to deal with these smokes. You just kill him through it.
Yeah, simple. We've been seeing, especially in things being online, lots of players waiting inside of smokes and getting those kills right. No longer a radar thing where you see them pop up on the radar as the smoke fades, but you're always going to be favored waiting in those smokes. So if people are wondering why you often see people doing that, that's why. Not always, right? But it's pretty consistent. ZywOo's on the orb. That's the Alexi B Molly land behind the hut door, so Astralis can push off the back of it. They won't do so yet. They're pressuring ramp. Dupree gets caught. Oh dear, Mizuta following up. Bubsky gets a taste of his own medicine as he found opening kills through that smoke earlier on the T side. And Astralis off the back of that Molotov have pushed inside of the hut. A man down. They're not clowning around.
Oh, going down the ladder, and he's just dodged death. Little does he know it. Down beneath him, two players lie. ZywOo seems so aware, and there's Magisk getting domed by ZywOo. Lobby, no longer a fight that Astralis want to take. Down here towards ramp for Vitality, they move in with blistering pace, and as they've done that, S-Tag rotates into heaven, drops into A, and that leaves him a long way away from this B site. Device has rotated down. S-Tag still up on A, waiting for a flank that will arrive at some point. Shox is here. Who gets the better of this timing? It's going to be Shox annihilating him on the peak, and so for Device, just going to be the save here, holding on to this AWP. It's an 8th on the board for Team Vitality, as that tempered aggression in towards ramp, then holding lobby, waiting for those re-peaks, that attempt to regain ground from Astralis does pay off.
Yeah, I like the idea, right? Astralis, they want to be proactive into one of these early gun rounds. They try and take control of the lobby. Comes back to bite them. Vitality keep a lot of players alive, which is also nice to see. They're going to be able to upgrade off the back of it. ZywOo hopefully getting some head armor as well, considering he keeps his Kev at 100. Plenty of money, though. Astralis, they are not struggling. 4 in a row to start this half, and so we can continue to see buys. Still 2 players over 100 ADR, keeping up their consistency. S-Tag top fragging as well. Rivaling Shox on the other side. And that's really impressive considering the rounds that Vitality have to their name, 4 less than Astralis. What's the solution now? Do Astralis want to sit back and relax, or are they going to continue to push and poke and prod? Device seems to think so. That scope gets heard. Shox was so deep, and he calls for the flashbang from Apex to take him down. Nice opening kill from Vitality. And where do they go with this one? S-Tag still outside. Bubsky's had enough of waiting.
Dupree even got legged there by ZywOo over towards the squeaky door. That's going to be him forming a retreat down here towards lower. Bubsky donning this AWP. Into the lobby he goes, and he hears Vitality moving out of lobby, so he knows he's got a bit of a safe passage to hold this down, and this now enables Astralis to shuffle this defense up. Dupree waiting in secret. Tagged earlier on by Zaiwu. Gets mollied, forced back out of the angle. Magic's going to try and hold down Garage, and boy, oh boy, is he got to have a good hold here. A lot of players coming his way, and only good for one. S-Tag now back in CT. Not an angle you're going to see played much as he peeks over the top of this smoke. They wait, and they wait on the Vitality side. This is slimy, to say the very least. S-Tag has seen Masuta more times than I can count, and now Masuta getting tagged but not found. It's actually going to be Bubsky reigning in with the next kill. Now Dupree swings out, and it's a double for Dupree. Silenced by Shoxy, and into this 1v2, running, gunning, down into the B site, but Bubsky is already here, looking to be a nuisance down in the lower side. Orp in his hands, and grit on his face. It's a round for Bubsky and a round for Astralis. 13 on the board.
This guy is one of the best upcoming players in Denmark. I say upcoming like he hasn't been on those big stages before, but Bubsky, he makes such an incredible call there to push his, he pushes the ramp room, he clears that out. Like you said, he hears Vitality leave, and off the back of that, he goes, guys, everyone, go outside. Dupree's dropped vent earlier. He comes in through secret. 2 players in that A site for Astralis towards Heaven and ramp side. Go outside. That's being S-Tag and Magis. So Astralis, they've given up A, they've given up B, they've just gone 4 in yard, or sorry, 3 in yard with Bubsky still in lobby, and are just fully fighting for that outside control. Vitality, they hit wave after wave of Dane. And I love that little tricky smoke from S-Tag as well, right? Dropping it on the stairs, climbing above. Astralis, they got so many tricks up their sleeve. That was a really good call, right? Sitting back on the sites would have been one thing. You know the Vitality are going to eventually commit and just trade their way. But Astralis realized the only way of stopping that happening with a man disadvantage is simply to just put everyone in the yard and not let Vitality get anywhere. Big spray down from Dupree, considering his low HP as well. Vitality, full AKs. They had the money for the AWP, but they don't want it. That suggests something a little faster.
Lots of players in lobby. Are we just going to see a faster A play here from Vitality? It's pretty simple, but sometimes those can be the answers you're looking for. Device is rotating into secret. He's going to get the information that outside is clear, at the very, very least. There is the hot Molotov to force someone out. But Dupree, blind as a bat, and he's lined up 2, almost a third. And that sends Vitality back through. Down goes RPK. Shock's trying to rise to the occasion. Has domed the first man. Apex out through the hut, spotting S-Tag, but double peeked from the site. Now leaves Shocks all alone. 1v3, a lot to do. And he goes radio silent back here. Stacked up with the boxes, stacked up with the furniture, but Shocks, not a man to be slept on. 35 seconds left, and just still waiting patiently.
I love this setup.
Double setup event, that's slimy. But this Molotov on Shocks could give him a means back into the round. He doesn't want to give up his position, though. And there's the swing from S-Tag, 14 on the board. You mentioned, right, like S-Tag throwing down that little creative smoke outside. I love it. Because it's already like these 2 players feel like they're fully bought into the Astralis mindset, like getting the most out of your utility. I can imagine, like, when they sit down to do the practices together, you know, S-Tag and Bubsky are looking down the schedule. It says here we have 3 hours for a smoke break, and then it's like, oh, well, it's not actually a smoke break, is it? That's where we just get in servers, we figure out how to be grimy and slimy with the utility. And I love it, man. They seem so well ingrained into this Astralis squad already.
Yeah, dropping that smoke outside as well. It's going to deny any cross towards red. It actually misses the glaive one. Oh dear, that molly is a problem. S-Tag chews him up.
That was the bomb as well.
Oh dear. Yeah, Apex needs to get that one down, but he's already been pushed back. Masuta finding a kill into that lower site. There's still 2 more rotations here for Astralis. Forget S-Tag killing everyone outside and the bomb there as well. Astralis aren't waiting around. I love how proactive this is. Their rotates have been on the mark every single time, even when Vitality have faked out and gone back to A. Astralis don't fall for it. That just will fall. And RPK follows. Astralis, map point on their pick. Nuke is going well.
And I mean, it's a force buy. It's a force buy against 15 for Vitality, who, Yeah, you know, first half, it was competitive. We were split right down the middle. It was 8-7, right, with Astralis just narrowly leading the way. But since moving over, they've managed one round on this T side.
What's the game plan here for Vitality? What's the get-out clause? Molly's behind the vent and nades towards main. Astralis just hold on. Bubsky's even pushing ramp. He's close to the smoke. ZywOo making noise. Got to be very careful. That deep flash, if anything, blinds ZywOo more than it blinds Bubsky. He's going to go through. He's going to flank. Even though Vitality are barely getting into the site, even if they do, Bubsky's right behind. It doesn't matter. Dupree with 3 and Astralis with 16. They look so good, so ready. Vitality may have come in with great individuals. Shox on 23 kills, but it's not enough to drag them over the finish line. And now we head to Dust to the Frenchman's map pick up against Astralis. Join us after the break.
Albion Online é um MMORPG sandbox em que você escreve sua própria história em vez de seguir um caminho pré-determinado. Explore um vasto mundo aberto que consiste de 5 ecossistemas únicos. Tudo que você faz
still I'm staying to talk, know about the ball. I got my fan with me. All we know is ball to empty out the mouths. The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. Want your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take a stance? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Step it in, elevator. Listen to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up. I found out I'm not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. We are
started off competitive, but once things switched round, Astralis pulled off a stonker of a CT side and sent Vitality away from the nuclear power plant and back to regroup for things on Dust 2. Why was things so different once the halves switched round, Harry?
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, we know Astralis normally have a good CT side, and that's exactly what shone through, you know? Like, it was very, very competitive early on, and I tell you what, like, I do think that Vitality did a very good job of controlling it when it was Astralis' T side they were up against. But the moment the money got solidified in that CT half, you had the AWPs out, you had all the utility you could ask for, it just became so hard to get past. And then you look at Bubsky and S-Tag, 47 kills between the two of them. Yeah. 45 kills on the other three players, the three usual names on Astralis. That was such a great game from the two latest additions. And really, it shows why we were so excited about these players moving into this team.
Yeah, we reached a turning point during that second half where Vitality picked up their first and eventually only round on the T side, where I thought that maybe Astralis would be scared off. Maybe they'd be a bit more fearful. You remember that round? They try and get aggressive with the Alexi B Molly. They push into Hut, they push into Ramp, they lose the fights, they go down. Yet that didn't dissuade Astralis at all from playing aggressively. They continue to push in. We got Bubsky on the AWP in the round following, getting that great round where he clears out lobby. He hears Vitality going outside, and Astralis stack the yard to deal with everyone despite being a man down, never letting the Frenchman get to a site. And that was really the epitome, right? The Frenchman never got to a site.
It was a funny one as well because Zyru, I mean, there was one particular round in Garage, which we normally expect to find him in the AWP in the first half, where he did manage to get a couple of kills. But actually, when it leveled out, when you look at his scoreboard, he only got, I believe he got like 2 kills in the second half, maybe, if that. He was 46 ADR at the end of that match, and sure, it didn't go the full distance, but that's not what we expect from him.
Yeah, no, 7 kills in the first half, ends it with 9. That's not a great performance from Zywu. The money wasn't really there, and he was tending away from the AWP when they actually had the cash in the second half, if you remember. Vitality trying to run some A executes, but Astralis, they looked so good. They were always ready. They were never faked out. Not that Vitality ran any like big fake rounds, but Astralis, they like to cross towards the red. They cleared out yard a lot, and they were just ready for everything that Vitality had in store on the T side. That's kind of what I expect. Oh no.
I've got a delivery for you.
Oh, who's this from, Frankie?
Well, it would be from DHL if you won the big prize in the DHL drop. Have a little rummage, see what you can find.
Oh, whoa, stay away.
Is that ESL socks, though?
No, that actually is. It is ESL socks.
Right,
no way.
Oh, we got an ESL mask in here as well. You're not going to get the one that my hands
You go, this ain't QVC. Quick.
Okay, we got a mouse pad.
We've got
the money shot. The money shot,
Be careful, because that's quite valuable. There we go.
Oh, I might keep this.
Beautiful.
It's
lovely.
Intel i9. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm amazed they replaced the one I stole so quickly.
I personally don't like to see people crying on camera unless I'm interviewing them, in which case I'm just like, this is my esports award. So in other words, Hugo, we're going to take that off you off camera. I'm going to tell you guys to keep an eye on the ads, because we've got the lovely Tweede. He's going to be asking you a question, and I know you don't want to miss it because you won that Intel i9. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the DHL CSGO quiz. I got a question for you, and you're gonna hopefully have the answer by typing !DHL drop in the chat and the corresponding answer. You may win yourself up to €1,000 worth of stuff, or just by entering, you're gonna go ahead and be picked into a raffle, which every one of you, well, you know, you enter, you're part of it, you may get some cool stuff. So what org has played the most grand finals in the ESL 1 events? Was it Fnatic? Was it Na'Vi? Was it Team Liquid? Or was it Mouse Sports?
Intel Gamer Days is on now. Whether you're looking to buy or build, now is a great time to upgrade. Get limited time offers and giveaways from top names in PC gaming. Unleash elite gaming performance with systems featuring new 10th Gen Intel Core processors and bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game optimizations for a mightier PC experience. Act now. Intel Gamer Days is only here for a limited time.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Friends for a long time now. Always have a good time whenever we go out. But you've been calling me up all the time and sending me signs and giving me them eyes. And you've been saying that you found the one, texting me junk and you wanna talk, but you can't say why. I can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. It doesn't feel right to call you mine. You know I don't wanna waste your time. I can't get there and you know I've tried, but I can't say why. Feeling lost like I just wanna time back time. Choked up, tell me how do I say this right? Cause you've been calling me up all the time and sending me signs and giving me them eyes. And you've been saying that you found the one, texting me drunk and you wanna talk, but you can't say why. I can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. Doesn't feel right to call you mine. You know I don't wanna waste your time. I can't get there and you know I've tried, but I can't say why. But I can't say why.
ESL 1 Cologne Online is brought to you in part by Intel, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, DHL, and GG Bet.
Welcome back to ESL 1 Cologne, and before we get back into Vitality versus Astralis, we need to find out if you know your Counter-Strike history. So let's see what the answer is to the question, what organisation has played the most Grand Finals at ESL 1? And the answer was Team Liquid of, so I hope you guys got that right, otherwise I'm very disappointed in you. Boys, did you know that one?
I did. I got it right. You asked me. I got it right, didn't I, Frankie?
You did.
Do I get
I was
a pat on the back?
actually eating dinner. I didn't even hear the question. But I tell you what, the time for eating, the time for getting drinks, you've just missed it. That was meant to be moments ago, because now we got this second map going down between Astralis and Vitality. Hello, it's going to be Dust 2, and I can't wait to get into this one. The Danes versus the Frenchmen, a tale as old as time. As we get ready, Astralis 1-0 up already, and this pistol round, well, it's already well and truly underway.
Oh, fast flash on long. Bubsky waits for none, though. He'll peek out off the back of it. I like that delayed peek. Not trying to cross towards the pit, not trying to fight for the control. He just wants a kill, and he gets out alive. Double peek from the site as well. Him and Magis looking to drop the first across the pit. Oh, dear. Bubsky goes wide. Now, that is very keen, and that's going to cost him. Maybe you think he had time to cross to the car. Not going to be the case. Magis still here, still shooting people in the face. Shox dead. Zywoo the P250 no longer, and it's all on Mizuta and RPK.
They've got to try and recover from the ashes now. RPK on the corner. 2 USPs back in the site. This is not a nice fight to take. Swaps out to the P2, but it's not going to do you any good with Device firing shots down range like that. Astralis, they get the pistol. They get off to a good start here, and they go 1-0 up.
Yeah, forget all the big brain. Forget the fact that they got a 7-man roster and coach of the year from 2019. And all the sick utility they have behind it. The individuals for Astralis are looking incredible as well. And I mean, if there were any map to show off your individuals, oh boy, billions of kills have happened on death matches on Dust 2. Astralis looking to add a few to the tally. Quick, clean USPs. It's down to the Glocks again for Vitality as they move down the middle. Dupree in the doors, and we got Magic short side. That smoke fading. Dupree dropping the bomb on Xbox. Nonetheless, that is a very unfortunate spot, and Magic is just going to make it hurt, make it work, as RPK does something, but it's not really going to hold too much weight. It's Astralis with a 2-0 lead, and we don't wait for Vitality either. They've got guns already.
An attempt at the bonus round here from Astralis. That's going to take something a little bit special, and that's what this long play looks to have in store for us. S-Tag so blind. I mean, everyone is. He's kind of in the same boat as the rest of the crew. Zywoo hung out to dry on the corner. He's holding down pit, and Bubsky was never aware that someone was so damn close. Magisk will get one through the smoke. Running out of ammo, running out of time. He's going to try and fall on back. Device is there to help out. And in spite of these two players at long, both being very, very low on HP, Device, surely this is where he goes down, right? They know that he's here. He just got a kill from the car. He's 8 points of health. Device, what can he manage? There's the check from Apex. There's the kill, the follow-up onto Magisk, and that leaves Dupree all alone in a very hostile world.
He's got a kit and a full stack of util. That could be used to argue a save or argue an attempt, but for him, he's going to hold on to it, waiting for a lurk that will never come, as Vitality have 3 on the A site playing together. I like the call for Astralis, right? Very, understandable that Vitality are going to go for the long take, assuming the spawn is there for that first gun round, getting the AKs out. They already showed that in the pistol. So Astralis, they throw bodies at the problem, but their problem is bodies, as Vitality kill everyone through smokes and the likes. So we were also hiding in that long corner smoke. Catching Bubsky was definitely a key, as Astralis didn't know that anyone had made it out alive. So he survives by smoking his molly at the back of blue. And Dupree will just live to fight another day. It's the first round for the French. Better late than never. Remember back on Nuke, albeit a different map, Vitality managed to get 1 round in that entire T side after finding 7 on their first half. So they had plenty of opportunity. Obviously, this is a map where we definitely expect Vitality to get far more done. Not just it being their map pick, but one where individuals are key. And despite Astralis' rock-hard brain, Vitality, they've got the aim, and they're going to show it again on long. Fast flashes once more. Mizuta leading the charge. A grenade onto Zaiwu, but Astralis give it up. They back up to the site.
Yeah, they're trying to be active over here towards Catwalk, especially with Device keeping an eye on it from mid as well. Allows them to work together and then fall back up through Cat to try and hold on to the A site if needed. I love that, right? They clear the tunnels, but they don't aggress any further than that. That was S-Tag and Dupree clearing that out. They don't spot anything, and so they just go, well, you know, we looked in, we saw nothing, we'll rotate a guy over. Had they gone deeper, Apex is holding it from T-spawn, so he's not even aware that they get that information because Astralis don't go further than just in through the mouth of tunnel. Now, Device holding long, a missed shot onto Zaiwu. And while this chaos has happened, Masuta has been able to get across. He's now out here on the left-hand side. Smoke goes down. Device should have realized where that came from. He has stood in full view of Masuta if he were to swing. He's got no idea. So as he deals with one, now falling back, now he's going to reconsider. Goes back in for another peek. Flashes are good, though, and that keeps him off the angle. Device needs help. He needs his team, and Masuta going above and beyond in the literal sense has put us back into a 4-on-4.
Yeah, Bobski, he's coming from short. There's no grenades left for Astralis, no utility in any capacity. That kit is on the B player as well, a long way away, as Astralis are pushing up middle, looking for late flanks for Vitality. That molly's the save. That's all it can be as the time ticks away from Astralis. Any chance of winning this round follows. Yeah, retaking on Dust 2 without utility, you're just going to get wrecked by these AKs, and so Astralis, there's very little they can do there. Mizuta's grabbed the AWP from the body of Device, so he can shuffle that along to Zaiwu in the next round. And yeah, I like what you said there, Harry, about how Apex was holding tunnels, but Astralis didn't actually give him that information. Despite that, all that knowledge, it's just flashes from Vitality that push Device off. He needs at least 2 kills. He's the only man inside of the site there to do anything. And without it, the lack of utility comes back to bite. Vitality with a second stronger start to this map. We had 4 spy wars back and forth in the first one to begin. And now at least it's Vitality finding success, finding results with these rifle rounds. And for Astralis here, the money is not going to be in a great state either. So they are going to full force in. Device on a scout, Magis on a pistol. It's not too bad.
Oh no, Zaiwu's put 2 and 2 together, realizes that peak was coming in, and Device is pretty lucky to still be alive. Flashes out through long, and Bubsky is blind, hung out to dry as he gets dealt a pretty rough hand. And already we're seeing a lot more from Vitality here. This is a much more terrifying looking start to a game from them. Us too, it felt like an inevitability, right? With it being such a good map for Vitality, and one that Astralis aren't as proven on, especially not with this squad, right? We've only seen them play 2 maps thus far. S-Tag could do it all right now, but Zaiwu clearing him, ready for that. Deals with S-Tag, of course. Device comes in on the rotate, but only a scout. Ooh, that's one. Come on, Device. Flash is going in. He's getting pressured. Helped out by Dupree. Device mollied, and this could be his downfall. Swings for the peak and does get mopped up. Still a 2-on-3. And Magis fast on the rotate in through the tunnels. Zaiwu dropped, and now just Apex left. 1v2. Trying to find Dupree. Dink down low. 40 seconds holding for Magisk, who tries to go up and over. And he's going to connect the shot. The pre-fire from Apex betrays him.
Yeah.
And Astralis with a 4 spy, they get a 3rd.
You understand why he's pre-firing everything there, right? Not just doing it out into the doors, trying to catch that player in middle, but then in the smoke, he's so low, he knows one shot from that deagle spells disaster. Device, he was not ready for Shocks, and I don't blame him, because remember, after S-Tag dies from that late rotating T-spawn, Shocks was already lower. He didn't know S-Tag push. He was playing passive, and that's why Zaiwu was ready for it. And so Shocks took the position really ahead of time. frustration, but still around for Astralis. The problem is for Apex is that spray on the boost. He was ready for the angle. Maybe if he waits, he hits the first bullet, but you know, he has a few bullets left. He starts spraying. By that point, his gun's inaccurate, and Magis just peeks out and pops him. Great job on the Deagle with 2. Astralis, they force right back in and they win the round. Of course they do. Vitality now left in a similar spot. Do have plenty more money, though. 2 Galils and the Orb. So things aren't too bad for Vitalities. I was going to watch that mid-cross. Smoked for Astralis. There's no way you're not smoking or nading the cross in a game like this. You know, both sides, both teams are able to hit this cross shot to perfection. If it can happen in your pugs, it can happen with the best teams in the world. Bobsky sees a shadow, but Apex ducks below it, and he misses the spray.
Uh-oh, Device running up towards short. They're already deeper than he's ready for. Does get the tag onto RPK. Follows up with a nade, but this leaves Magisk all alone, and he just gets hounded down. It's a save for Astralis. They lose A in a matter of moments. And this A-hole needs to be addressed ASAP, because it's been a reoccurring problem now for the Danes.
It's not even just the A-hole, it's the stacks towards B. It's the heavy B leans for Astralis. And you know, you understand for good reason why they're doing it. B can be a difficult retake site. Obviously opened up somewhat by that door change earlier this year. But yeah, they have been leaning very heavy B, and that's been leaving the